No good. Yo, Scam Train level 2.
Yay.
Pog. Pog.
Right.
Oh god. Have you watched regular show? I don't think so. Not sure I know what that is.
Adventure time, come on, grab your friends, go to very distant land. Let's actually launch my game. I want to see what
It's
I
actually
need.
a question mark claim? Oh.
Ooh. Wait, so which one?
We'll try. I see an ocean monument. Yeah, we'll just go milkless.
Oh, I see.
Milkless percent. We'll see how it goes.
Wait, what?
Show 3D Among Us. I have no permission yet, so I can't. I did see an ocean monument, right? Or am I blind? Oh, maybe I didn't. I guess I'm blind. Huh.
Talking about.
Wait.
Stop.
I'm choking.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm choking hard. Isn't it right in front of me? Is it though? Where is it?
Narrator.
Oh, it is.
Narrates all.
Irish
Narrator
comedy.
Narrates system.
I'm omega blind. Oh, where's the shipwreck then?
That new video's a fail.
Narrator off.
Get this narrator
People
out here,
sad.
man.
Have you ever wanted to blow stuff
I need a
up?
Why am I on my
shipwreck.
channel again?
I thought you were joking. No, I'm blind, dude. I didn't see it.
Why am I on my channel again?
Shipwreck. Hello. Hmm.
Why am I on my channel?
Yeah, this is kind of bad.
Oh. Oh. What? Why did I go back on
Is
here?
there no shipwreck?
Epic, Unreal
What's
Engine,
that?
launch.
I think I see 2 shipwrecks now. I will go for. Oh, there's one. I want to go for the one to the right because it looks better. This one is like upside down, yucky, yucky. Probably misses the steel, which is no bueno. I don't know. This doesn't look very good. Ruined portal, yeah, but what am I gonna do with the ruined portal? You know, I don't like that. Me and the homies hate ruined portal. Ooh, another monument. Alright. Oh, never mind. It's actually a full ship. Well, that's pog then. That's slightly pog.
Fortnite, Fortnite. We playing Fortnite.
Nah, I just
You are under a misconception that you are our most valuable asset. You are not. Who do you think you are?
I'm Stormfront. I'm the new girl.
No,
What do we do now?
This is a war.
We're gonna take her down.
I think this is going great.
just don't have on. Go fucking to the gas station. Oh shit, there's a gold
Oh
mine.
yeah,
I forgot to-
shit. I remember now.
Like, I don't know if they like canceled
Let's
the
look up
show or
wooden
the
plank.
show. I remember that like my older brother's friend, who was like 4 years older, would like start cheering that came on called The Man Show, and I'm pretty sure, even knowing now, I was like, this is a weird show. Even as a kid, I was like, something about this is weird.
Let me search it up. What's it called?
Literally, it's called The Man Show. But even back then, as a kid, I knew, I was like, this is weird.
Guys, I would
What is this?
love
I've never seen this. Maybe.
Neither have I.
Never seen that.
I just know as a kid, I remember someone being like cheerful that it came on. I was like, this is a weird show.
That looks pretty sick.
Cowboy
You
Bebop.
think
What's that one
therefore
about
I am.
Insomniac? Remember that show? There's no way, if I don't get this ripped, you guys are dead to me. I just want you to know that.
I had
Ooh,
to
so close to being dead to me. Pretty sure Jimmy Kimmel was on that? There's no way.
Nah, that does not sound right.
You're capping.
This looks out of place.
He was?
Guys, new conspiracy theory, new conspiracy theory.
Did I not save or some shit? No, did. I think.
What a weird fucking journey for Jimmy Kimmel, huh? I'm flying in.
Does he? Well, he's not on any like network. CBS maybe or some shit.
Where's my spawn thing?
He wants his own fucking show, bro.
Well, yeah, obviously he has his own show, but I feel like he has to be like still on like a network, right?
Alright, I need to sit up. Like, I'm being fucking lazy. I don't know why you're sitting on my fucking wall. Oh, that's why. Am I alone in this journey?
Let me check out this. Nope, nope, it's misplaced. Yep, let's fix this.
Well,
Not too forward now? Looks like it.
I need help, boys. Like, I don't know where you are, but I have no fucking mats.
Then where does this end?
I'm on my way.
Skill outwards.
I have no boats.
Yeah, I know. I have 0.
Yeah, I have no boats also. Where's Stretch at?
I'm coming, bro.
30 dead.
Don't die. Two in front of you on your wall house.
I
cracked him so hard, Tom. They're all so low.
I'm gonna get water. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I can't edit this. Thank you. Like, what the fuck?
No, that's my fault. Like, I
It's
was
like when there's
praying
like
fuck that.
people in your way, like you can't like
Edit
grab
it.
edits. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so weird.
it's the worst, bro. Especially, dude, when your teammate's down and you're trying to edit a wall or some shit.
Why is this not letting me move it?
You can't
Well,
figure out
what I can do is
if
just gonna
it's
move it back.
not
Well, I can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just the fucking worst.
Like I have a player down. There's like items everywhere. I'm trying to grab the edit, and then I'm like, timing's messed up. My hair's not sitting right with me.
No,
You know how it goes.
not drop at them.
I don't mind not hitting that edit. No
That's not
way.
Right as I get on, man. I guess I should never rebooted in life, okay?
Let me see.
I'm getting the dribble now. Got that done.
Wow, this is
That's probably
cool.
close enough. I should probably just move it over there. Let's move this over there.
That kid is so bad, Stretch.
I feel like it's too early. 'Cause I can't even see these people that are pumping me, but I'm getting pumped. Right, just getting done now. Like this is tragic.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, that's not right yet.
Get him out of here. Blonde.
Did we just shit on him?
Bang. Punk.
Bro, I'm
Kids.
just Go reboot him, I got you. What am I listening to?
I don't know, I'm listening to some weird
I just said shit.
hype trance or something. I don't even know.
Guys, I feel so much better.
Do you not?
I need water. I need to sober up. The caffeine's got me different right now. Something that, like, even the great caffeine connoisseur, if you will, cannot stand 400 milligrams of caffeine in a very short time period.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought you could.
Because I'm a goat. I've done 600 before. I've drank 2 bangs back to back, and they're 300 milligrams a piece. And it was all pre-workout too. I thought my heart was gonna explode. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, you gotta stop, man.
Nah, I'll never stop. Caffeine's too good.
Yo, my game crashed, guys.
Yeah, I see that.
It's literally cause this fucking person came into my chat. It was so bad vibes. It was so bad vibes.
Oh, I hate that when like bad vibes crash my game. It sucks.
Down to back out, Tom.
No, play that game out. Play that game out. I got 6 chuggies on my body. I don't know if they're gonna drop.
I'm dead. Like, my white HP is 0.
Oh, I could have switched user, man.
Why the fuck is this not working?
Does that actually fix it?
Yeah, I could have. I forgot about it. My game doesn't crash often. My game doesn't crash like ever, actually.
That's fucking fire, yo. Tom, I'm dead.
Are you dead?
I'm dead. Dead as fuck. I literally couldn't finish up walkers there.
That's unfortunate. Didn't even want to build a ramp there. Why are you leaving the he's still bouncing.
Damn time flies when you are sub to Tom.
This tree just weirdly shaped or something. It's actually fine. As long as it goes around it.
Damn. Hamburguesita with the orange pump. Put me to bed. Put me to bed.
Tom,
What's up?
what do you think of my voice?
I don't
Like,
know. Your stretch.
do I have a nice voice? Is it rough? Is it harsh? Is it soft?
Just the voice.
Like, if this voice was shit talking you, and you were like another pro, that like, say like you're not in the position you are in now, like would this voice like affect you? Like, I feel like I just have like a voice where like if I shit talk people, like it just kind of fucks with them.
I don't know. Chilling.
I'm down to run some wagers now. Ace is a sign.
Go shift A. Create a cylinder.
Join up. Yeah, the girls jumping on trampolines. That thing is so weird. It's so weird.
Invite.
I did invite you.
Just one more time.
Join up. Bro.
I'm waiting for the end, bruh.
Join up, bro.
Pissing me off.
What's the scope actually do? Let's try it out.
I think you invited TSM Shamadan, not like with Shamadan.
That's actually pretty cool.
Oh. I think you're right.
Alright, let's run this shit up. Put it on creative. We're gonna do a free for all PHE, me, you, has, and then we're gonna open up our ragers.
Stretch, how did you get a i9 7980?
Why are you so worried about my specs, bro?
Because this kid in my chat's like saying apparently it's like, really rare and exclusive, and that you have to suck Bill Gates' cock to get it essentially.
Yeah, I did have to pull some strings for this computer, I won't lie, but I actually have the best frames out of anyone, and I'd be willing to put my mother's life on that.
Isn't it like a $2,000 like CPU?
My GPU is like a Titan X. Dude, it's wild. Me and Zay were testing our frames, right? Like we were looking in the exact same spots, we have the exact same settings, we all use the same shit. I was getting like 210, he was getting like 90.
The fuck's that? What's that do?
Wait, so you literally have a fucking NASA computer?
Dude, I don't know. I DM'd the guy that made my computer, right? And I was like, yo, like, I just want to say, like, thank you. Like, I don't know what you did, or if it's just the specs or what, but like, this thing is insane, man.
Wait,
Like,
wait, did you pay for it or no?
yeah, and then I DM'd him, and I was
It's $5,000 PC, 6,000, right?
something like that, yeah. And then I DM'd him, I was like, I said, or he said, who, or I said, what did you do to it? Like, I gotta know, like, what is there anything you did to it? He said, we tweaked it in the BIOS, is what he said, which is why it was so good.
Wait, so
But,
he
like,
tweaked it and you have like you know that like that's a $2,000 like GPU and CPU.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know. I don't know what.
When I get super rich, I think I'm gonna do like a hashtag
Dude.
ad for like, a company and like get like really drips.
It's actually gross, bro.
Well, you apparently someone's saying, dude. The thing is, like, I feel like if you do gaming as your job, why not spend that much on a PC? Because it's just a tax.
Well, it's like a tax write-off, but like also at the same time, like it's just I don't know what it is.
Like, even if you spend $8,000 on that PC, you're gonna get taxed $8,000.
Dude, the only time I'm laggy is like first moving. It's like a little input delay, and then literally once like 5 people die or 10 people die, like once there's like 35 alive first moving or like 40, it's like not that bad at all. Like I literally don't have any input delay lag, like nothing. I can maintain like constant like 240. The CPU I don't think is the thing, but I have a. I was strong about the CPU. I have a
No,
save
no,
it.
no, no, no. If you had that,
I am lounging. What if I was tired?
You know?
Yeah, we're doing wages. Add new wages.
I blame coffee.
If I get donated by like specific people and I don't want to play them, then I'm not gonna play them.
Yeah, trust me. Dude, I've had wager kids want to wager all 3 wager kids, dude. And like, I'm like, bro, these idiots. It's like, there's certain kids that are like dog shit enough in the wager to me. I'm like,
Why do I have a space between that? Just the latency is so
I
good,
got
by the
no
way.
money, so like, you know, it's not on you.
Yeah, whoever gets donated just keeps the money for the most part.
Don't donate to me.
Yeah, obviously not.
I want nothing to do with it.
Dude, I've gone charged back on from wagers so many times. I've been such a piece. I just don't even fight them. I just let it fuck me. Unless it's like actually like money that like
What am I even doing? I don't know.
Got it. Like,
Let's bring in the UV texture. It's gonna be easier once it's...
EG, man, get off this fucking map. Everyone, this map is so bad, bro. Like, dude, Tom, you should.
Let me play some copyright-free music. Don't really want to get it copyrighted. Unreal game music, I think is what I called it. Game music. Babu. No, no. What the hell these? There we go. What's poly build? This dude. That's interesting. Okay, so that's gonna be like that. Trying to think. It's called wooden path? Maybe wooden path. Yeah, kinda like this. Ooh, and then you can add angles actually. There's like slice space in between them. Then let's go object, duplicate, paste. Why did I copy an ISO here? What the fuck? Some great music, by the way. No, I want to duplicate this. Why are you posting the fucking icons here? Let's paste. No, selected. Control D. I just want to duplicate. Not subdivide. Use Control D to duplicate. Surely. Or is Shift D? Ah, Shift D. Then Oh, wooden bridge lumping out. Not path, bridge. Something like that, yeah. So more logs than could be logs. No, they also do planks. Download. Wooden planks. Add an image. What should I call this image? Gold? Sure, let's call it gold. Let's delete everything here. I'll delete. I prefer the logs. Then Shift A, cylinder. Longer maybe. Okay then. All XZ there. Boom. Boom. Then all Shift D to duplicate. Move along. Shift D, duplicate, move it along. So 4 like that. I see 5. Shift D. Let's do 6. Shift A, cylinder. How am I gonna do this? I would add some depth, but I'm really not sure how I'm gonna. should be like there. There. Is that it? I'll scale 0. Let's make it slightly darker. And G. Let's do G. Too dark. G. Take a look. Oh. Here, let's go. Face. Bang. No, face. Bang. 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 I need to change instead of select. I needed this. Then. Ding. 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 Ding, 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 ding. It's even paler. Also add a bezel here. Is like Control V? Yeah. That was pretty good. All I need to do is how do you stack radius? There's a way to stack radius. It's on these. Alright, it's about right. Close enough. I don't want to know this. The right mentality to go about it. L Shift D. L Shift D. Move it along the line. Nope, a bit further. Shift D. Along to around there, yep. I also kind of want to add a bezel to the top of this one. But I'll do that after I add bezel to this side. Those are pretty good though. so far. Control B. Little bit of business. Never hurt anybody. Do a little bit more business. Do it in a hook, no buy. No, there's no bezel there. Control B. Look alright, I think. Looks alright. Like that. And then let's go boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. So this you did it what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So even if we're doing it exactly like that one, we're 2 or 3 short. How do I create the rope again? Oh, I know. I'm not quite sure I'm gonna do that hog tie though. The hog tie is hard. Can I just have it attached? I can't have it attached. Then I do like a dip down thing. Control B. It's just like the edge. Go loop select. And then Control B. No? You're not doing anything for me? Why won't you let me move it up? How do I... Oh, there you go. Can I do it on both? Can I go... the same. There we go. Then base. W. There we go. Then shift. Loop select. What's the loop selected? Let's see. Oh, there you go. That looks okay, I'd say. If I really wanted to, I could just go. Let's go Control Shift. First of all, let's save this. I'm not even sure if this is saved in anything. Let's call this Bridge. Blender. Bridge. Tree. Project. 300. L, Shift D, move it along here. Shift D, move it along here. Hit up. And select. Just add a bit of variation. I can go like drop down there. Let's go face instead. Drop down there. That's a freaky. It's a bit freaky. It's not perfect. It's a bridge. Nobody's perfect. Some fat motherfucker walked on it a few days ago. It's a bit creaky still. There you go. A camel walked over it. Yay. Okay. Why? I want just like this. I just like that. I just like. Can you tell? That's fine. See, the reason I'm scared to add any sort of curve into this is the fact if I were to do that, if I were to add curve, still kind of destroy my thing. Maybe I'll open up my stream on my own too. Myself for one viewer. May as well go myself one viewer. Doing myself 30 by not doing so. Let's do one more. This one's gonna go. Let's do one more. Select. What the fuck is that? W. I know it extrude. It'll extrude and L and everything. Shift D. Move it along here. Confirm. Move it a bit down. Now, does that look good or does that look like a mistake? No, L, Shift D. Back up. Now, let me L. L. No. L. Shift D. Move it along. Nope. Nope. There. Now let me just go. Or like I can just use the DW. L. Oh my god, no. Fuck. Imagine there was no redo button. That'd be so fun. Let's go. Duplicate? No, shift. Along the vertices. Around there. Shift D. Bang. 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 And you G it down a bit. That's also might extend. Skill upwards? Can I skill upwards? Okay, so if I were to create another or to create a rope, let me create another object. I did not do so. That's okay. Basically, I want it to be tiny. Sup, Void Ghost? Just doing some modeling for my school project. Basically, trying to create the image on top. I mean, on the bottom left. Why's my voice sound weird? Does my voice sound weird? Not quite sure. There you go. Scale down a bit. Z. There you go. Does that look like the rope there? It does. Kinda. Close enough. So here... I think we need to make it even smaller. Or do we need to? Not sure. That's an L to select all links. Nope. Doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. Hell, there you go. How are you doing today? G. Nope. Did I create 2 or something? Probably did. Let's see. G. There you go. That's good. You interested in doing some modeling? Not modeling. Game modeling, I was skill. Why did Extrude create another box? Oh, it's gonna have the entire object selected, obviously. But it shouldn't be doing that anyways. Unless it's creating 2 vertices or something. It should create 2 boxes at the same. How? Why would that be the case? It's like you're pressing extrude, and once you press extrude, it will extrude it and create a new one. That's the problem. I should select the face and do this. But I kind of need to move it closer to... because I can kind of make it drop down. Well, this is a game for... This one's very simple because it's our first project in Unreal, but basically it's just it's basically meant to be like a Fall Guys clone. So basically my map is like a maze that you would have to run around and collect like coins, and then once you collected a certain amount of coins or the time ran out, the winner would be designated. So it's pretty simple, but the projects I created in Unity are way more complicated than that. But as it's Unreal and it's kind of harder to use, we decided to make a pretty simple project. So I'm just modeling, like right now I'm doing the model for these bridges. And I spent like 6 hours modeling these trees, which came out okay, but it was mostly just because I was stupid and I didn't know how to actually model stuff. Blender. Back to Blender. Extrude. Move it downwards. About right, but I do want to create like a little extrusion there. And then extrude again. Create another one there. Yeah, that's all good. I'll probably still be here. Not gonna lie. I'll take forever to do this. Talk to you later if you come back. Don't feel like you need to. But if you do want to, feel free. There you go. I'm just playing Snake right now. There you go. Then I really need to learn how to navigate this thing way better, man. Ugh. Ugh. Well, if I press F, it will focus on it, no? No, it doesn't. F does not focus on it. What did I just do there? I destroyed it. See ya. Go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, let's go all the way to the bottom. Dude, is it? No. How does one move? Then the move that up. Nope. Put down like that, kinda. It's AK. Mercy's on that side F's up. Not gonna lie. Kind of look similar, I would say. No, it doesn't. Just shift A, control A. No, this is gonna be like. Oh, I know, I'm stupid. I can just go. Actually, no, if this is set up properly, there shouldn't be any. Doesn't mess up that vortex completely. Did anybody ever see that? I think so. It's moved. It's not moving. It's like extruding it. That is definitely dead. Extruded. Extruding person in place. Wait, it's this bridge. Oh my god. It's a travesty. Okay, for now, just because I want to see something before I go forward. Shift D. Now let me go export FFP. I'll go and select the entire cube. Export FFP. Bridge partner 4. Only the mesh. Selected. I'm hoping that SpaceX doesn't think, I mean, just the what's it called? Like rope. Pretty kind of trash. This music's kind of killing the vibes, not gonna lie. I just need to find a good non-copyright.
Absolutely going to be a personal preference thing. However, I can say from the first time that I booted up these displays side by side, I could tell immediately that the OLED was clearly the best choice to go with for next generation. Even in my initial unboxing of this monitor, when I just got a first look with no comparisons, I could tell that this was producing something similar. The best analogy that I can come up with is when you go from having a brand new Toyota Camry, which is obviously a really good car, it's something that's of value, it has all of the features that you necessarily need it to have for a car, and it's not bad. But then you get in a Tesla, and then you realize that there are features that you've been missing out. There's a fundamental restructuring of how a car experience should be in a Tesla versus a Camry that brings it to a whole nother level. Or comparing it to a situation that I recently had, it's like listening to high-end audio equipment for the first time. You hear the same songs that you've heard growing up over and over, but with breathtaking new clarity, new sounds that you didn't know were there, but make sense in the context of what you remember from your childhood. And that's honestly, at a fundamental level, what OLED brings to the table. The images look exactly the same. Spider-Man is gonna perform exactly the same because it's running on the PS5. But as you can even see in this game that I'm showing you right now, there are visual differences that are key. Number one, obviously, the OLED is a little bit brighter. It has a higher brightness level, but that's not the entire story. So one of the reasons why OLED is a great technology is because each of the pixels that is in an OLED television illuminates himself. Whereas with an LED TV, they have backlights, which means that part of the panel is dedicated to actually producing the light that you're seeing on the screen, which number one leads to extra bulk. OLED panels are actually quite thin, but then number two leads to light bleed, which is something that you won't notice. The size is perfect, by the way, unless you see something without it. You can see it here as I'm loading up Final Fantasy 15. The clear black that's happening on the OLED, the infinite contrast ratio of pure black to white allows you to get a more distinguished image. One of the ways that LED manufacturers try to get around this is by the fact that they introduce multiple backlight zones, which allow them to cut down some of the light bleed that happens on certain portions. So this is something that you'll see on higher end TVs, where when there's a piece of white text on the screen, you'll only notice that portions of the screen are illuminated. However, on an OLED display, when there's white text on a black background, you only have the white text illuminated. A standard television is clearly good enough. You can see everything that was intended by Insomniac Games for you to see with Spider-Man. Now, I kind of want to demonstrate this to you guys in a little bit of a different way, because honestly, the difference comes down to the details. There is more information being presented on the OLED screen versus the LED screen, simply because you lose a lot of information on the backlight. So for this shot, I turned off all of the lights in my office and only had the TVs showing through. And then from there, I upped the ISO value on my camera, which essentially just illuminates or gives a greater exposure to the image, and there we can see whether or not we're losing any details. And even in bright scenes, we're losing less detail on the OLED than we are on the LED. But the real difference comes in places where you're in the shadows, such as where I am at right now in Spider-Man Miles Morales. It is nighttime, and sometimes you get up in the shadows, like right here. You can clearly see on both of these that Spider-Man is there. However, when you crank up the ISO in the camera, what you'll find is that there is significantly more detail that is retained on the OLED because you're not being washed out by the backlight on the LED TV. That LED TV ends up getting rid of some of the suit detail. It ends up getting rid of some of the environmental detail, simply because the light is too bright to allow you to see what's happening on the panel. And you can absolutely notice it in a darker environment. Currently, right now, as I'm filming with all the lights on in my studio, it's really hard to tell the difference. But I promise you, when you're playing at night, you don't have the lights on, you're going to immediately see a clarity detail on the OLED TV. And then this just comes with added benefits. Having local dimming on an LED creates this weird effect, a halo effect around certain portions that are illuminated, and it just can become annoying sometimes, to the point where a lot of people are driven to even turn it off, and you're not going to have that on the OLED. But the difference between these two televisions isn't just down to the detail that you're going to see in darkness, it's actually color reproduction as well. For being in the same, I guess, class of product. This is a 49-inch 4K 120Hz TV. This is a 48-inch 4K 120Hz TV, both from LG, both running the same operating system. That $800 difference that you're seeing is not just to give you greater clarity, but also the colors are just more accurate to what you would expect if you were playing it on a color accurate monitor. And it's not just oversaturation. It actually looks like everything is properly lit. Everything looks as if that's the way the creator intended for you to be experiencing it, which is something that actually can't be shown in those storerooms that you see in Best Buy, where they're playing these giant oversaturated images that try to make everything look bright and poppy and as best as you could possibly see it, so that you go home and you take it out and you're then disappointed with what you get. But just the side-by-side comparison. The blues on the OLED TV are just richer and fuller and more what I would expect a sky to look like. The greens in Final Fantasy 15 on the ground are just more what I would expect dehydrated grass to look like. Even the dang PlayStation home menu has a different shade of gray that is more just pleasing. It looks as though that's how I'm supposed to be seeing it compared to the LED TV. Now, obviously, that comes with the cost. You expect to get a better panel when you are paying more. So a higher-end LED TV might do a better job of getting that color reproduction. But since this is the cheapest OLED that you can get, and this is the cheapest 4K 120 TV you can get, it makes a lot of sense to compare them just based on those values. Now, one of the other worries that comes with OLED TVs is the idea of screen burn-in, which is essentially, if you have a static image that is currently on your screen, the OLED, because it permanently displays that and nothing else, nothing's actually changing on those pixels, it will stay there permanently. We've seen this happen with previous OLED displays on phones and the like, and previous OLED TVs. However, that's something that there's been a lot of steps made in order to prevent. There's several different things that you can do in order to prevent this. Number one, namely turn down the brightness or use less bright scenes on your television. Instead of using vivid mode, just use natural mode or something like that, or just drop the backlight so that you don't have it blaring, which is going to burn it into the pixel. But then on top of that, most companies have introduced something of a pixel shifting technology, which is they'll just ever so slightly move the pixels around on the screen so that it's not the same static image that's being presented, and therefore you're not necessarily likely to get that burn-in because it's not there. And then LG and other TV manufacturers have introduced screen refreshing, which just allows the TV to kind of reset in case you notice any stuck pixels. LG automatically reminds you to do it every 2,000 hours, or you can do it manually in case you notice, but they also have a daily pixel refresher, which will automatically operate when users turn off the TV after watching it for more than 4 hours in total, people, so there's a lot of prevention that's going in there. But LG also has
It's like
one
slightly
more thing
curved
that they
with-
do in order to prevent burn-in on
Looks-
an
oh,
OLED
what do you-
TV. It's something called logo luminance adjustment, which if it detects a static image on the screen, it will just ever so slightly start decreasing the brightness of that logo until it's more appropriate. They say it would be about
What can I put here? Let me steal this guy's content. Show it on screen. For now. Let me control. Save that. Press and save. Control S. Gary, control S. Why aren't you control S?
New world of systems, coverage, people, and leaders. Ones that had plans for it. Not to continue what it already did, but to create what they wanted.
It's great. There we add text. There's no add text.
To recount the past, Max Payne
yeah,
2
add
is a
text.
wonderful game. Remedy's sequel was confidently bold in its approach to storytelling and action games while ramping up the intensity. Its missteps were ultimately negligent and not great enough to stop Max Payne from being considered a great series. But within a single game, it was no longer considered great in the eyes of its publisher, Take-Two Interactive. Rather than keeping pace with Rockstar's other big hitters, Max Payne 2 failed to meet sales expectations. A specific number of units sold has never been released to the public, but it's been said by Matthias from Remedy that the games combined to sell over 7 million copies. Being that we know 5 million of those are Max Payne 1, that means the sequel sold less than half of its predecessor. This can even be reflected in attention the game receives today. Max Payne 2 has less Steam reviews, less user reviews, and less YouTube views in a particular series. Despite its quality, Max Payne 2 didn't capture the public eye as the first did. For Remedy, this wasn't the end of the world. They made a great game, its budget was brought back, and they would go on to have a partnership with Microsoft. Rockstar themselves were in a good place too. Despite all of Take-Two's antics in the early 2000s, Rockstar in the year after Max Payne 2 would release their biggest title yet, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the best-selling PlayStation 2 game of all time. In this environment, Max Payne wasn't begging for a third installment. With the tragic but beautiful ending of The Fall of Max Payne, it didn't even have a story waiting to be concluded. Between the lower sales, success in other genres, and lack of arrangement, the series did nothing to encourage its owner. And yet, Take-Two publicly confirmed that there would be another Max Payne.
Control Shift M, why is it not working? Hotkeys get reset or some shit.
True to their word, Take-Two finally made use of Barking Dog Studios, redubbed Rockstar Vancouver, who debuted in 2006 with a new intellectual property, Bully. It was acclaimed and profitable, selling nearly as many copies as Max Payne 2, despite being a PlayStation 2 exclusive. After that game's success, the developer wasn't offered to work on a sequel for their own project, but for Rockstar's finished Relic. This isn't a traditional transaction. Entertainment is conditioned to immediately fund sequels for recent successes. Rockstar was no stranger to this. Smuggler's Run, Midnight Club, and Grand Theft Auto all developed their sequels rapidly, taking no more than 2 years to release them during the 6th console generation. But by the 7th, this philosophy had changed. They weren't the only ones. The higher fidelity forced AAA studios to spend more time on assets. But that wasn't Rockstar's explanation. To quote the company's co-founder, "We like to take a little bit of time at the end of a game before starting a sequel, so we can wait for the excitement or disappointment and everything else of the experience to shake down, and really see what we should do in the next game." There's reason behind this. How many sequels are looked at differently in retrospect compared to launch, and how many have been released despite little to no requests for one? By 2007, time was on Max's side. The more years went by, the rarer its fast and furious gun battles became. Bullet time may have been standardized, but its utility wasn't. If Max Payne's usage can be called bullet time, then the majority of video games use slow motion, finding its way into far more than just third-person shooters, from Need for Speed to Fallout or 50 Cent, even the Tony Hawk franchise. Meanwhile, the genre Max Payne based itself in wasn't focused on mechanics which encourage you to move. Taking cover was the craze now. The only games during this generation that could be remotely compared to Remedy's noir shoot-'em-up were Stranglehold and Wet. The former incorporated Max Payne's dodging and bullet time into the very framework it was largely inspired by, Hong Kong action, courtesy of John Woo, and the latter attempted to mimic a grindhouse aesthetic, complementing its violence and gore. But the modest reception and mediocre sales of both ultimately ended this imitation game. Neither had the involving story or polished gameplay of Remedy's efforts. This gave Rockstar free rein to do Max Payne's gameplay justice, but without filtering their own influences. As detailed previously, Max Payne is a collection of Remedy's inspirations: film noir, Hong Kong action, comic books, Chow Yun, Bogart. These are the pillars which made Max Payne what it is. It's what led to the creation of its characters, writing, and artwork, which leaves a problem for whoever takes over a pre-existing franchise. Do you continue those inspirations regardless of your own connection to them, or retool it to fit your influences? Rockstar's response to this conflict wasn't a simple answer. The company wanted to continue Max's legacy, but to follow up with another atmospheric romp through New York's seediest districts didn't feel exciting enough. Fans like myself would have loved that, but after Max Payne 2's disappointing sales and Rockstar's own exploration of the American metropolis in GTA games, shifting the setting makes sense from a creative perspective. Whereas New York had been thoroughly explored in gaming, much more begged for attention. More recent Brazilian films like City of God or Elite Squad inspired the developers with a tragic beauty that was fully realized. And tragic beauty was at the heart of Max Payne. Having never made a linear shooter in the company's history, and knowing the challenges that would come with meeting the standards Remedy set, Rockstar decided it was best to face their ambitions head-on and indulge their innovations. Rumors started to spread that Max Payne 3 was in development in 2008. Meanwhile, 10 members of staff were busy shipping 3D scanning equipment to Sao Paulo, Brazil. The photography references made during Max Payne 1 and 2 were child's play in comparison. Not only did the team take far more references of the richest and poorest neighborhoods, they worked directly with casting agencies, scanning hundreds of locals in an effort to recreate not just the city, but its citizens. This setting was unlike anything Rockstar had previously done, and so was their commitment. The game's linear design only fueled their thirst for detail, and momentum continued with the team's efforts to adjust their engine. Grand Theft Auto 4's long animations and heavy physics were the opposite of Max Payne's speed and agility. Much of the development was spent maximizing input control, while retaining the animation-based systems of Rockstar's titles. Max Payne 2, this was not. Enemies wouldn't be juggled in the air, they'd clutch deadly wounds and collapse to the floor when shot in the leg. More vibrant and gritty, Max Payne 3 was announced officially in March of 2009, scheduled for release in December of that year. It featured many impressive screenshots for the time, and used its favelas to showcase Rockstar's style and technology. Being 2 years into the project and only months away from launch, the team firmly believed in their vision. The sleepless nights and hours spent detailing the setting, engine, and gameplay was exhaustive. But audiences didn't share Rockstar's immersion. To the public, Max Payne was thought to be dead. Between Remedy moving on to Alan Wake and the poor quality of its film adaptation, there was little to no hope for a proper follow-up to the fall of Max Payne. In this environment, it's easy to see why Max Payne 3 generated so much controversy. The announcement of a third game thrilled people, only to see nothing that resembled past entries. Not because the game doesn't have anything in common with the franchise, it does, just not in this reveal. There's empathy to be had for both sides of the debacle. Rockstar should have prepared their marketing to ease fans into the new direction. Then again, it's what the team had focused on heavily for 2 years, and naturally they'd want to show it. What's fascinating about the Game Informer cover story is what it hints about the game's development, one with very little information. Firstly, according to page 40, it's said that Rockstar decided against recasting James McCaffrey, due to Max's older age. Bizarre considering that the actor is older than the character. According to the now defunct Gaming Liberty, Mr. McCaffrey heard of the third game through a friend, and requested his agent to get in contact with Rockstar. They followed through, and the game ended up using James's voice and face, as he went on to do full performance capture for the game. But in 2009, they didn't have a voice for Max, which raises the question of its proposed release date. Did Rockstar really plan on finding an actor, recording all of their lines, and capturing their performance in the last 8 months of development? Well, there's another questionable piece. Rob Nelson, the game's art director, said, quote, "Will there be nighttime levels in the rain? Probably. But level after level of that stuff would get old, so we thought it would be interesting to put him in this environment." The word that concerns me is probably, because it makes it sound like the game's levels are still being laid out. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt and believe that this quote was to let them cut levels without misinforming audiences, but combined with the lack of a voice actor, the development target was optimistic at best. In 2009, Max Payne 3 wouldn't come out. Instead, a letter by the wives of Rockstar San Diego would, listing accusations such as reducing benefits, salaries failing to keep up with inflation, bonuses being cut, and giving false deadlines. And while the letter appeared to focus entirely on Rockstar's San Diego branch, it wasn't long until someone from Rockstar Vancouver echoed the letter's claims. The unnamed source from Engagement claimed that Max Payne 3 had gone through a total of 3 rewrites, with that final one taking place in January 2010, a month after the original release date. And this was being tackled with 14 to 16-hour workdays, 6 to 7 days a week, for years. The combination of ambition and mismanagement is what made Rockstar's linear shooter take more development time than any of their open-world projects before or since, and why it evolved from a Rockstar Vancouver game to a collaboration between studios all over the globe. The only news of Max Payne 3 after that Game Informer cover story was either it being delayed or development being a gong show. The game finally resurfaced in 2010 with a brief announcement trailer that showcased the new setting, featuring James McCaffrey reprising his role and the wide variety of levels that Max would partake in. The experience wasn't nearly as simple as audiences thought. Rockstar's journey would take Max from New Jersey to Sao Paulo and Panama. After keeping Max in the dark for 5 years, Rockstar's 6th and final year of development would endlessly promote the pain, releasing a multitude of trailers, featurettes, and a television showcase on Spike that has been lost to the internet data shores. Rockstar themselves called it the company's biggest and boldest marketing effort, not only including the usual array of billboards and promotions, but playing TV spots during the UEFA Champions League final. Similar to Red Dead Redemption, the years of development, obscene working conditions, and millions of dollars spent wouldn't stop them from pushing the game's quality as much as possible. After a brief 2-month delay, the game finally released in May 2012. In Max Payne, aiming didn't matter. There was strategy in movement, placement, and leading your shots, but in terms of aiming with the mouse, your fists could be made of ham. It led to moments of frustration and inconsistency with certain weapons, but effectively recreated the ballistic shootouts of Hong Kong and Hollywood cinema. Max Payne 2 evolved the gunplay, with pistols and assault rifles being able to get someone right between the eyes, but hitting enemies was still the priority over where you hit them. It had just the right balance of spectacle and precision. Max Payne 3 changes this, making accuracy the highest priority in combat. The dot for a crosshair is now quite literal in where your bullets are going. A curious choice, as being handled by Rockstar, the game flipped platforms. Max Payne 1 and 2 were PC games brought to consoles, and Max Payne 3 is the opposite, yet its design isn't suited to the platform. It's rather fitting the last video I did was about Quantum Break, not only because it's made by Remedy, but its design can be seen as an amalgam of genre tropes that changed in response to the popularity on consoles. Its inaccurate weapons, cover system, and large safety window for the player are routine compensations for the inherent limitations of analog sticks. Just compare the accuracy of Quake's automatics to Halo. Max Payne 3 is a rare example of the opposite, but only in regards to aiming. It shares the heavy movement, cover system, low arsenal capacity, and pacing of contemporary shooters. Unlike Quantum Break, however, the precision of shooting is all that's needed to make the game ultimately more engaging with a mouse and keyboard over a gamepad. Ultimately, there is method in Rockstar's madness in regards to this control scheme. Regardless of the platform, entering bullet time and picking off a squad with 1 bullet to the head of each is emphatically satisfying, and Rockstar do everything in their power to make it so. Being familiar with this already oversaturated genre, it speaks volumes that this game can make a desensitized and jaded twerp like me go, Weapons are hardly the most impactful I've heard in a game, but in bullet time, they have the punch to make every headshot followed by gnarly wounds and blood spray hit like a freight train. Actually, that weight extends to the rest of the experience. Max isn't light as a feather anymore, which coincides with the game's efforts to feel more grounded. Max will snap out of bullet time when colliding with objects, he can't dual wield without discarding a rifle or shotgun, and his animations all blend to react accordingly to the player's actions. This is where Rockstar put in a lot of effort, creating thousands of animations that blend into one another, combined with their Euphoria system that both gives the player enough control and makes every kill or death feel unique. and specifically for the enemies, it works beautifully. Rockstar lifted the climactic camera shots which appeared in previous games, and manages to use it far more frequently without frustration. Impressive since the original Max Payne's 360 shots became a bit repetitive. The leap in technology compared to what was available to Remedy in 2001 allowed Rockstar to refine the concept. There's a variety of cameras which factor in the weapon you're using, an enemy's location, where they're hit, and how they fall. It also helps the game transition to scenes, being able to cut from final kill to cutscene, rather than final kill gameplay cutscene. The satisfaction of shooting and the lack of loot death animations is a hefty contribution to this game's enjoyment. Were its climactic shots to have the repetition of Quantum Break, or if the shooting had the impact of Kane and Lynch, Max Payne 3 would be in a world of hurt, which may hint towards my criticisms. But to remain on topic, this enjoyment was somewhat neutered in my time replaying the 360 version of the game. While it may be Rockstar's best combat system, superior to even the game its combat was a blueprint for, this game's aiming and movement is far inferior to the competition. It doesn't matter which customization options you choose, controlling Max feels like a wrecking ball, and the options themselves aren't deep enough to mitigate problems. Sensitivity, which feels smooth enough in aiming mode, is far too drastic when hip firing. Using softlock may be the solution, but not only is it quite outdated to have to lock onto enemies, it can potentially put you in danger as the autolock is sporadic, sometimes pointing you directly at the enemy's head or having you aim at targets through walls. Not to mention, these problems only get worse the further you progress into the game, when pitted against enemies in full body armor with more powerful and accurate weapons. That accuracy also exposes why console shooters moved away from the pinpoint weapons of arena FPSs. That being when you miss, it's likely not far off target. In fact, it may be a mere pixels away, but it doesn't register. Bullet magnetism is a mechanic that I've heard being referenced far more since 343 Industries aired an episode of The Sprint. But this is something that Combat Evolved innovated with. It's meant to prevent the frustrations that can't be done with subtle auto-aim, and has become commonplace as a result. This is something that can really only be confirmed if explored in debug mode or a test map, so I won't state it as fact, but I don't believe Max Payne 3 has this. It's certainly got weapon bloom and auto-aim, but you'll still have occasions of missing by a hair in the moment, and when it causes death, there's no satisfaction involved. I apologize to sounding like a broken record for long-time viewers, but I'll have to always confirm that this isn't a problem with difficulty. The problem is that dying because you weren't pixel precise enough in a game with sluggish inputs on a platform not made for precision isn't a dynamic challenge for the player. There's no decision making or tactics to employ. Just try to move your stick a millimeter to the right next time. It makes the game more brutal and for the wrong reasons. That hard difficulty on PC feels easier than medium on Xbox illustrates just how much laser-accurate weapons don't fit Rockstar's main systems. What about movement then? Well, Rockstar's talent and effort into this one aspect of the game can't be overstated. But I'm afraid that despite all of the blood, sweat, and tears put into it, the only conclusion I can come up with is that there's no way to make completely accurate animations without sacrificing player control. First off, there are improvements made here. One of the major benefits of shoot dodging now is that Max will remain prone until you decide to get up, an evolution of Max Payne 2's adjustment from the original. Max can also roll and vault now, giving you greater control over things the character should have always been able to do. I particularly love the way Max picks up weapons off the floor. It feels intuitive and seamless, while looking great at the same time. Credit to the developers, making a shooter be so heavily animated yet generally smooth is very impressive, and there's plenty of details I wish appeared more often in games, such as Max struggling to get up after a shoot dodge, or the way that enemies clutch their wounds after getting hit. In its best moments, the game has an air of authenticity which no other action game can match. At its worst, it can get you killed. What this game's animation resents the most is rapid movement. Any motion has momentum behind it, making what was previously a light and easy step in the original games a clunky stomp here. It's particularly evident on PC with a keyboard, but it's also present in the console versions. For the most part, it's tolerable, but on occasion the system flips out and insists to complete whatever it's doing despite you telling it otherwise. It can't keep up with the player. I think it's to do with certain animations not being able to blend into others. Here, I'm holding aim and fire the whole time Max is getting up, but the system doesn't blend him moving away from the cabinet and turning around. It has to complete those two animations separately. This may sound like a nitpick, and it would be minor if Max Payne 3 had the safety window of other shooters, but it doesn't. Make the wrong move in this game, you're dead. And it's something I really like about it. It's refreshing to play a shooter where you can't rely on the enemy's stupidity and inability to shoot, but any hesitation from Max puts you in danger and will get you killed. It even presents itself in non-combat scenarios. I'm holding forward, but because I tapped right previously, the animation has to complete before registering the immediate input. At the end of the day, no matter how many years are spent polishing, blending, and creating animations, players are going to find ways to mess them up and break the flow. In that case, control should be prioritized over immersion, because the latter is something players are going to inevitably break, but the former is one they'll never want to be broken. Then there's the level design. This is one of the most linear games I've ever played, but that doesn't surprise me because it's Rockstar. The company's reputation is that of gaming's rock and roll. Sex, drugs, and violence in an open world where the player can do anything their perverted mind can conjure up. But when it comes to mission design, Rockstars are the most obnoxiously restrictive in the industry, and Max Payne 3 is no different. The levels are extraordinarily detailed, right down to puddles of water, blades of grass, and microdestruction. But in terms of how you navigate them, they consist almost entirely of narrow corridors. The game does everything it can to give the illusion of scale with gorgeous-looking backgrounds, but it's fragile. The moment you try to deviate from the intended path or explore, the illusion shatters. Looking for secrets leads to repetitive nagging from Max or the NPCs to move on. Levels are claustrophobically small, previous sections are frequently locked off once you've gone past them, and there's almost nothing to interact with. A charmful part of Max Payne was the world. Levels looked like cliché, dingy, poor neighborhoods in America, but almost anything could be interacted with, and in the sequel, NPCs with unique personalities were encountered. It's what gives the game so much character that hasn't aged like its graphics. Max Payne 3, by contrast, only has fidelity. Very impressive fidelity that's aged far better than other Rockstar titles because of its detail, but is still aging nevertheless. And despite looking so much more impressive than the older games, its levels are far more static and lifeless. The lack of scale within the levels also has a negative effect on combat. Claustrophobic environments are a challenge for third-person games to overcome, which is traditionally why most that use them are in the horror genre. But in Max Payne 3, even areas that take place outside of the favelas are quite limited, filled with objects in your way and little room to maneuver. I've heard many critics say that the shoot dodge isn't useful, but as it allows you to enter bullet time even when you don't have any, I disagree. What discourages its use isn't due to resource but usability. Many spaces are just too cramped to make the shoot dodge effective. It's why levels like the nightclub and conclusion are the game's best moments. They give a little more wiggle room than areas like Stadium or Police Station. And another thing that determines a level's enjoyment is how much is broken up with cinematics in the story. Where Quantum Break and Max Payne 3 continue to be polar opposites is its ratio of story to storytelling. Remedy's time-traveling romp is, as I said previously, a strong story told poorly. Max Payne 3's storytelling is abundantly strong from the moment it starts. Using an entirely string-based composition of Max's iconic theme, compiled with the doubt, drinking, and damaged mind of our protagonist on screen. The character's drama sets a stage that doesn't even depart in the menu. In fact, it cuts seamlessly to the opening that transitions from Max's arrival to his conclusion. This elegance is Max Payne 3's greatest strength. It uses transitions and editing to make for one continuous experience without a break, except for the halfway point. These techniques are a perfect fit for Max's narration. He always speaks in retrospect, so when the scenes, regardless of time or location, blend into one another so seamlessly, it effectively displays Max's introspection. Rarely do memories organize themselves in a linear pattern, and Max's mess of one is relatable. The transitions are assisted by a heavy use of distortion, glitch, and chromatic aberration filters that sync up with Max's deteriorated state. But what ultimately cements the presentation is by far the score. LA noise rock band Health had a promising start to their career, releasing 2 critically acclaimed albums with 2 successful remix compilations, and even opening for 9 Inch Nails. To do a video game score for Rockstar was a big opportunity, but also one with plenty of risks in its own right. The amount of music that games require is vast, and as a result, takes a lot of time and work, neither of which is able to be put towards a new album for the band, one that may have been the better option if success wasn't achieved here. Being in a spotlight this large can be as deadly as it can be a benefit. The pressure was on Health to deliver a unique and compelling score that not only pleased the ears, but also worked with the game's atmosphere, story, and gameplay. They didn't disappoint. It's such a radically different style compared to Max's previous adventures, and yet it works, because it achieves what the game mostly does. The pillars are constructed with different materials and procedures, but the underlying purpose is the same. The melancholy that's always been present in Max's sound is here. The electronics consistently unease with their harsh frequency, Brazilian percussion adds to Max's separation, and drums match the weight and brutality of combat. Health were a band that already had a unique sound, so rather than searching for something exclusively from Max, the band took their own techniques and found ways to incorporate other instruments into it. And while their own sound took priority, it was always in service to the story and gameplay, and respectfully referencing the works of Max's past when required. Dead is one of my favorite tracks in the score, in large part due to this little detail. Using the scream of Max's deceased daughter during his final goodbye to her grave is poetry. While this game may sadly lack nightmare sequences, the incorporation of filters and cinematics and details in the score make their unnerving quality present in this game. And while Health may be labeled as noise rock, I think this game is a great opportunity to show that description doesn't give them enough credit. They absolutely nail the ambience and more somber pieces. By far my favorite track created is undeniably regretful and reflective. But I can't talk about the score without giving some love to the popular favorite. However, the version you hear in the soundtrack and is constantly referenced isn't the exact version used during the airport scene that we remember. It's slowed down and uses a lower pitch as a result, which in my opinion only complements the game's heavy tone and brutal violence. It's also in tune with other songs that were similarly tweaked to suit the gameplay and cutscenes. What makes the song, however, isn't just its excellent melody, but the lyrics.
Trust us now, it's time to let me go. Give up on us, follow what you want. Trust us now, it's time to let me go. Give up, give us over.
Games have used licensed material before and to great effect, but having a song with lyrics dedicated to the character is a concept that hasn't been toyed with nearly enough, not in proportion to its power in Max Payne 3. That said power is also possible because of Max's portrayal, which is brought to life by James McCaffrey once again, and in arguably his best performance. The actor hasn't gotten nearly the opportunities he deserves, and his ability to embody the character physically as well as vocally cements his talent. Having used full performance capture, the actor really is Max Payne now, and his sarcastic quips and laced metaphors are delivered with a signature tone that no one else can replicate. Any of the issues I have with this game's story, none of them stem from McCaffrey's portrayal. He makes magic with the material. But this said material doesn't have the consistency of fidelity, music, or acting in this game. The writing has been applauded by many outlets, and I can understand why. There's plenty of great quotes and even more details, such as recording dozens, if not hundreds of lines just for collecting painkillers. Rockstar's signature detail truly is in everything. But with that comes Rockstar's signature cynicism. Putting Max's mind in the hands of company creative Dan Houser may seem like a good fit. Max has always been sarcastic and skeptical, and so are Rockstar's games, but in very different ways. I think the best way to illustrate this point is to demonstrate.
We come to you now live from the crime scene.
Niagara, as in you cry a lot. And here I was thinking conspiracy theories had gone out of style. Gearing up for Halloween. This place was like Baghdad with G-strings. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna find up there, but I sensed it wasn't gonna be a stripper bursting out of a cake. And I'd blundered my way into enough clusterfucks for one day.
The latter is certainly more vulgar than the former. Now, I spent far too much time rewatching flashback levels to figure out if this was intentional and part of Max's character development. The only other likable character, Passos, has this kind of foul mouth, so it's possible the character could have had an influence on Max. To equally cynical viewers, that may be giving Rockstar too much credit, and it is, because Max's tone is unchanged, and I'll chalk up his slightly lower swear count in this instance to luck. Being that these are some of my favorite music, movies, and shows, I've got no problem with profanity.
You're insane, you sick fucking fucked up as shit.
But not only is Max throwing F-bombs like grenades out of character, the greater problem is that it's generic. Max's metaphors, wordplay, and references had the priority of exploring or explaining his character. Even the most outdated reference in Max Payne, Y2K, is not to poke at the world, but to show how personal Max's journey is. Not only is Max Payne 3 referencing current trends, events, and struggles far more frequently, it does so at the expense of character consistency. Baghdad, the internet, and strippers have nothing to do with this story, and it doesn't build Max's character. So while these over-the-top lines may have appealed to my teen edge when I first played this game, they've only become an eye roll with time. And so has Max's nihilism, which Rockstar have seemingly conflated with cynicism. What's awkward is that this state of the character might have made sense if Max Payne didn't have a sequel. I could buy that after avenging his wife and daughter, he would have felt empty and spend his life stumbling along until a dramatic situation finally wakes him from a drunken stupor. But Max Payne already went through a low point, was reawakened from drama, accepted his grief, and moved on. I'm not saying anything new. This is one of the most common criticisms with Max Payne 3, and the counter is that Max failed to live up to his word. It's not the first time he's done that, and you'd probably be a bit of a downer too if you lost your wife, child, best friend, and love. That's true, but even accepting that, it doesn't solve the problem that Max Payne 3 is dealing with drama we've already seen. The ending of Max Payne 2, our hero kills the big bad and moves on with his life. Max Payne 3, our hero kills the big bad and moves on with his life. It's a retread, and you can only experience something for the first time once. The final chance to overcome this fault is to improve upon Max Payne 2 with a deeper plot. And while this game is certainly the most brutal, it's thinner than a postcard. It's a tale with flashbacks during a flashback that ultimately forces events to occur. It's not so much riddled with plot holes as it is cluttered with contrivances, the biggest of which is its reveal. I'm not going to bother discussing the question that's been brought up every time without a decent answer. That being, why would you hire a cop with America's biggest body count to take the blame for your scheme? Being a Max Payne game, the biggest problem is Max himself doesn't put two and two together. I understand alcohol making for a fuzzy memory, but after wiping out an entire army and seeing all of the people you were meant to protect being executed, while your friend and client are suspiciously absent smuggling, wouldn't a detective figure out something's up? The player is never made aware of this event until the game's third act, which is convenient, because were the story to be told linearly, there'd be nothing to reveal. The player would be completely disconnected from Max's inability to register what happened. And while the game conjures up contrived events to force the plot and revelations into action, there's plenty that could have been left on the cutting room floor. The events of the party and nightclub could have easily combined into one stage, as both involve a kidnapping with the same enemy. As it stands, the opening only serves as an exposition dump, conveniently introducing almost every character involved in the story. This is echoed by the docks and favela stages. Both involve the same objective of rescuing Fabiana, which goes nowhere. But what ultimately brings down the plot isn't the inconsistencies and redundancies, it's the characters that exist only to dance to the writer's tune. Fabiana's involvement consists of one paragraph on the game's wiki page. Marcelo is summed up by the only intelligent character in the story as an idiot, and the villains are properly introduced around the same time Max kills them. The game even breaks its rule of always staying in Max's head by cutting to the antagonist during the stadium level, because if it didn't, your introduction to them would be from a photograph. And while I could continue nitpicking every little line of dialogue or nonsensical action by a character, there's small fry to the big issue. That being levity, or rather, there isn't any. There's a sliver of it with references and Easter eggs, but in the main story, there's nothing. Some may count Max's monologue, but it's without a doubt the bleakest of the series, and it doesn't match the funhouse, NPCs, or characters of previous installments. Max Payne 3's story is a mean tale where all the heart comes from the effort poured into its presentation rather than the narrative being presented. I thought that the prequel comic would alleviate the shift in Max's character, but it doesn't, only giving hand-wave explanations for why he left the NYPD and what occurred after the fall of Max Payne. Ultimately then, Max Payne 3 is a story-driven experience where gameplay is the hook, and both suffer negatively as a result. Unlike before though, there's now a place for that gameplay to be at the forefront. Rockstar said on numerous occasions that Remedy always discussed multiplayer internally, and simply weren't able to make it due to limited resources and time. This is true, but it's not the reason Max Payne 3 has multiplayer. It's rarely discussed, but this game is one of the most expensive ventures in gaming history, with a roughly estimated budget of $100 million. The same as Grand Theft Auto 4, meaning it cost more than Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar wouldn't ship a game of this scale without something to entice players after launch. But being in the generation polluted with tacked-on multiplayer components, real effort needed to be put towards it, if only to have a shot at survival. On the surface, Max Payne 3's multiplayer doesn't make the best of impressions, featuring every cliche of the 2010s, regenerating health, perks, streaks, attachments, XP, progression, season passes, map voting, yada yada yada. Entering matches with a handful of players left searching today results in you being paired with level 50 masters whose pings are almost as high as their kill-death ratio, using every exploit and tactic imaginable to crush newbies who boot this up out of morbid curiosity. However, as I hosted a multiplayer play session with fans of the channel, something magical happened.
It's a bit like... Oh, come on. You're right. This is the way combat all works in real life. Everyone just sprints. Oh, okay.
And you can't let it end like this.
We were having fun. Good-hearted, honest fun. By the end of the night, hundreds of encounters were dealt with, some made a name for themselves, and important questions were answered, like...
Are we gonna be in a YouTube video?
However, because Max Payne 3's progression system is quite extensive, the hours spent beating this game down wasn't enough to make it up the ranks. So, to the people who played this game extensively, I'm going to warn that this breakdown is more accurately an impression, and that any incorrect information is likely said out of ignorance, and I greatly appreciate any civil corrections in the comments. What's most interesting about multiplayer is how its environment changes the core gameplay. Aiming, movement, and controls behave exactly as they do in single player. Instinctively then, you expect to play as you did there. But by the end of the session, my playstyle between the two modes couldn't be any more different. In campaign, I'd plan my attacks and use bullet time to line up precise headshots, knocking down squads one soldier at a time. In multiplayer, I'd charge into rooms, slamming my mouse button, spraying akimbo pistols. That's because level design, health of players, and the unpredictability of human opponents makes for encounters you'll never experience in the campaign. Single player specifically designs its levels to be arenas where a target will never be out of range, flee, or shoot dodge. But in multiplayer, it's ordinary. The speed of human opponents and their damage resistance exposes the inaccuracy of weapons such as the AK or the limited range of pistols, which always existed but were never witnessed. This makes what you bring into battle important. You want a strong variety of playstyles that'll suit the different game modes. The loadout system is reflective of this game's multiplayer as a whole. What's generic on the surface contains a surprising amount of depth and unique qualities that haven't been seen elsewhere, equal parts good and questionable. Rather than predetermined classes or balancing between weapon types specifically, Max Payne 3 uses weight with 4 levels: light, medium, heavy, and over. This weight will determine your health regeneration and stamina. What it effectively creates is a decision between specialization and generalization. Players who want to throw grenades, carry multiple firearms, and wear body armor might not be able to regenerate stamina at all. Meanwhile, a light player can sprint all across the war zone but with limited weapons and gear. Everything you do in this menu will affect your weight, except bursts. This game's version of the perk system and where you can select bullet time. But there are other tantalizing options. There isn't a vast selection, but that's likely because each has 3 levels. Using Trigger Happy as an example, level 1 grants you armor-piercing ammo for a limited amount of time. Level 2 gives you a high caliber LMG and Desert Eagle. Level 3 spawns a grenade launcher. It's a balance of risk versus reward. The more time you spend not using an ability, the more powerful it becomes when you do use it. This loadout design has been thought out, and intelligently so. It's what generates the game's variety in combat, while avoiding many hurdles. It's, for instance, why you aren't constantly on the receiving end of bullet time, as people select other abilities. Issues don't really stem from loadouts themselves, but instead the progression system and balance. For instance, each burst has 3 levels, but levels need to be unlocked individually. Even though bullet time functions the same across the board, just with a longer duration, you'll need to be level 18 to use level 3. This is padding at its worst, and in ways that
What's
unfairly
this?
frustrate players.
Got an
2
enemy
people can have the same burst, and one will have less options on the field due to simply not playing the game enough. Sneaky is first unlocked at level 8, and is fully unlocked at level
Apologies.
34.
Shit.
With a 20-round magazine that can one-shot you in the hand. Yeah, and the heavy armor to counter it can't be unlocked until level 40. In many ways, this game allows people to utterly stomp on newcomers with playstyles that are the opposite of max
Honestly,
heal.
lost a
Allowing
viewer
those who
since I came
grind for
back, though.
hours to deal more damage and retain health is an oversight that likely hurt this game's growth. To enjoy this game to its fullest, you should have players around the same rank, which thankfully we were, or have a code of honor. And in fairness to Max Payne 3, most multiplayer games are at their worst when only populated by max rank diehards who only play to exploit features which should have been patched. Any issues with this game are also highlighted in its most basic modes, those being Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All. The game's at its best in the 2 most advertised modes, Painkiller and Gang Wars. The former is most reminiscent of Juggernaut from Halo, where one player is Max Payne while everyone else works to stop him. Whoever kills him gets to become him. But the twist is that there's an extra character, Passos, who works with Max. By having matches be a 2v6 instead of a 1v7, it prevents matches from becoming stagnant and predictable. Whether Passos and Max are working together or split up, you need to strategize in order to counter them. And because Max and Passos are loaded up with painkillers instead of a mega health bar, you can get the drop on them, which is always a thrill. You also score points
Those
for
literally
landing
look like
shots on
GTA
them,
characters.
encouraging everybody to support the team rather
This
than
isn't
just waiting
GTA.
for
This
Max
is
and
GTA.
Passos to be
This
one-shot to
GTA
death.
Online.
It's a mode I enjoy enough to wish it was ported into more games.
Before GTA Online.
Although none would be able to match the hilarious anger.
This
of
is
Max's
literally the exact
voice.
same game.
Oh, damn it. My guy said I'm done playing games.
Multiplayer is at its best during player-driven chaos, and the mode facilitates this beautifully, as does Gang Wars. Rather than break up objective modes into multiple playlists, Gang Wars compiles all of them into a match consisting of 5 rounds. What your objectives will be in each round depends on who wins, though it will always conclude with Team Deathmatch. With bursts that give you grenade launchers, objectives located out in the open, and the action taking place in one section of a map, the chaos is staggering. Victory in each round will earn you extra points towards a concluding round,
ya.
which is both
See
good
ya.
and bad. The good is that losing a round doesn't guarantee a loss down the road. The bad is certain rounds are a lot more work than others, and points don't account for it. The enemy may fight tooth and nail to secure a bomb and plant. Meanwhile, in the next round, you win a last man standing round that concludes in a minute, and both teams will earn the same amount. And because objectives focus the action in one part of the map, it does lead to a lot of grenade spamming. Frankly, I'm not sure why grenades are in this game at all. Throwing them is awkward and clunky, and it doesn't flow naturally into Max Payne's gameplay. In single player, enemies use them to flush you out of cover. In multiplayer, enemies use them for easy kills. Not having frags available also would have made bursts like Trigger Happy unique, something that you would time to prevent an objective plant, instead of toying with your rivals. But ultimately, the chaos is preferable to the tedium experience in standard modes. Maps are surprisingly big in this game, giving more advantage to long-range weapons and camping, while Painkiller and Gang Wars encourage the run and gun akimbo action the series is known for. There's plenty of little details that I love to see in other games, such as vendettas which allow you to put a bounty on someone who's killed you twice in a row. There's an XP reward for whoever survives the next encounter, or the death cams which show you exactly where you were shot. It's these extras that make the multiplayer of this game more than the sum of its parts. What's a shame is that these good ideas and designs are obstructed by the shoddy execution and practicality. Hitboxes actually are smaller for female characters here. Customizing your classes requires using the delete key on PC, Playlists are not only broken up by modes, but the two variants of each, soft lock and free aim. The former does nothing on PC but mess with your sensitivity, and to split the player base even further, Rockstar released 3 map packs that, when voted for, remove everyone in the lobby that doesn't have them. But underneath all of these exploits and oversights is a surprisingly in-depth and fun multiplayer component, with ideas and concepts that are unique to this day and are worth experiencing. It's not something you play competitively, but for lighthearted rivalries and insane gun battles, which is why I'll be hosting another play session after this video is uploaded. If you're interested, there's a link in the description that'll take you to my Steam page, which goes into more detail.
That's pretty good. Not as good as Sting, obviously, but you know, it's decent. It's decent.
Max
Conclusion.
Payne 3 is a wonderful game when you play by its rules. When you progress down its intended pathways, watch with undivided attention in its cutscenes, and let it show you the hard work on display. It's why I love this game at launch, but admittedly, while I still enjoy it, the game's gotten worse with each playthrough. What I find most confusing about this game is its commitment to immersion and how inconsistent it is. The game makes so many sacrifices and the team pours so many resources, only to grant unlimited ammunition and set pieces or have you somersault up staircases. Having cutscenes be as long as the game's absurd load times is a clever illusion for the person who buys and consumes it once, but it's not an illusion of shared authorship, which is probably why this game is the most controversial of the series. Its excellent gunplay, effects, and presentation ultimately outshine what lies underneath, a confined adventure with a frivolous tale. But Max Payne 3 is a game worth playing, and when played as it's intended, a beautiful and engrossing experience. The ones who really suffered weren't Max Payne or his fans, but the makers of this game. A 2-year project by a single team in Vancouver developed into a 6-year venture, tackled by hundreds of people all over the globe without the pay or treatment they deserve. All for a title that, unlike Red Dead Redemption, wasn't repaid several times over. Max Payne said that we were willing to suffer for the things we care about. And the developers of this game are living proof.
Two Bears on
How
Cave.
many times I told you that?
And we're joke.
No, stop.
Okay.
Do you know how many?
I didn't know. I was guessing. I didn't know.
No.
What?
The Confederate statues joke.
Oh, we're right there.
100%. Cheers.
Cheers. Smoky coating like
Today's
it's
podcast
beers.
is brought to you by
This looks
Established
really good.
Titles. You
I'm
too
in London. Screaming
can
cheers.
become a lord
Whoa.
today at establishedtitles.com.
Man
and
of
help
the year.
woodland
Still got
conservation efforts
problems.
at the
Looking at
exact
my
same
girl.
time. How does
You
it
look
work? Well,
awful.
Scotland, some of the landowner, when you're a
Talking to
landowner,
myself.
they've been
Do it
referred
too
to as a
often.
laird,
JK
or
Juice
it's a
World, you're
lord.
so
It's a
awesome.
Scottish
Oh,
lord. And
running
all you
out of
need is
fun.
1 square foot of land. Established titles,
Yes,
lordships and ladyships
no
are title packs
drills.
that are
Only
based
rich
on this
ones
historic
fire
landowner's
drills.
custom. They plant a tree for every order and offer title packs with plots
My
ranging from 1 square foot to 10
ups and
square
downs,
feet.
I'll
I did it.
jot
I got my
them
own
down
lordship in Scotland. I got a whole plaque.
London
I got a picture of
town.
the land, and it's awesome. This makes such a great
Cheers to
Christmas
the
present
golden
for a
years.
buddy, a family member that you don't know what to get. This is awesome, and you can hang your plaque in your office. It is a great way to honor, if you have Scottish heritage, a great way to honor your Scottish heritage or just make someone laugh. Established Titles is now offering buy one, get one free for their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. Our listeners can go to establishedtitles.com/Black Friday and get a lordship title and have another title for free. That is establishedtitles.com/Black Friday to become a lord today.
This episode of Two Bears, One Cave is brought to you by Saatva. Go over to Saatva, SAATVA.com/theshit to get $225 off any mattress of your choice. That can be the luxury firm mattress that you would find equivalent to at a
Profit,
five-star
here we
hotel. You wanna sleep
come.
like a dream,
It's
get
been
one of
a
those. If
long
you're a memory
day
foam
since
fan,
I
they
last
have
saw
a line
you,
called New and
baby.
Leaf, and your
Who,
deduction,
who,
your credit
who?
can be applied towards
I got
that.
you in my
If you
room.
want the Solaire,
We're
that's the
doing
the
this fun
mattress that
together.
moves up and down. It has a zero gravity setting. It has a massage vibrating setting. It's absolutely incredible. Get that also there. They have incredible customer support, environmentally friendly products. They have mattress takeaway service. You can give them the mattress you're done with. It's all at Saatva. Go to Saatva, SAATVA.com/theshit and get $225 off any mattress of your choice. Hello, Americans and other citizens of the world. Welcome to Two Bears, One Cave.
But Americans, you're first.
You're definitely first. America first. And
number one in our books, America.
No, that's right, America. And you know, the man is watching you. He's following you.
What's our record with wars?
What do you mean?
Like we got World War I, World War II. Do you count Spanish-American War?
I mean,
hey, how many? Just type in. Oh, let's do this. We got a new Googler. How many wars has America won versus tied? Have we lost a war?
Let's look at the. Let's see what the
Oof, that's not praised properly.
results are here.
Not how many have we been involved in. That's going to be fucking astronomical. We're going back to war.
Oh, here we go. This is an actual.
There we go.
Win-loss thing here.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to move that anymore.
Hear them
Okay.
marking? We have a new Googler.
Yeah,
Do
we
we
have
want
a
to
new
mention
Googler. Yeah.
It's close enough,
So
close enough.
far, I'm impressed.
that? We're already at an answer.
Do we have an actual number, or it's just because this looks like it's a more of a analysis, right?
Yeah, it's not giving us a number. Hold on.
Let's
let
go
me keep
back.
looking.
Let's go back and see if there's another result. Well, as you look for that. See if you find an actual answer.
And we'll welcome the rest of the world.
Yeah. You guys too,
including you, Ethiopia, who's going to war right now.
Including you, Ethiopia.
Do you think we have any fans in Ethiopia?
Probably.
You ever meet a fan that, hey, congratulations on your new podcast, Tom Talks?
Oh yeah, what did you think?
I think you should let the other guy talk a little bit, but whatever. Someone get me a word count from Tony Gonzalez in the first 10 minutes.
Okay, we're getting results here. I talk a lot on the next one too. You know what it is? I think I'm so suppressed on this show that I really let it out.
No, that's not what it is.
Oh.
You are so excited to talk to Tony Gonzalez.
And Yang, I have Yang too.
You have Andrew Yang on?
Yeah.
Yang?
Yep. Yang
Shut
Gang.
the fuck up.
Yang Gang dog. And then
What's he like?
He's so accessible. Like, you can't believe you're talking to
presidential candidate.
Former presidential candidate who is like, I feel like you feel thankful that somebody like that, regardless of your politics, is involved in that world.
What's happening?
You get like a genuine sense of like somebody who just wants to help, and you don't sense any like ego or power grab or like give me credit.
Why am I locked
kind of
onto this?
from him? It's just more. He seems very accessible. Like you relate to him in a way that you would never related to. That's what I told him to most politicians. You're like, you're like my uncle or something. You know what I mean? Like you seem like a banker. You know, you don't feel like you can talk to the guy. And I feel like with Yang, that's why I was like, I hope you stay in this world because you seem like such a relatable guy.
Did you ask him some hard hitting questions?
Oh, this is the fucking news. Yeah, of course I did.
Did you show him a video of an Asian guy getting pinned to a wall by a car and be like, hey, Andrew, what do you think of that?
That
and
is-
he just fucking stone faces you.
That is precisely why I don't have them on the couch.
So tell me why you started Tom Talks. Because I remember you saying a long time ago, you're like, I want to have Ricky Williams on.
Yeah.
But I don't, you're like, your mom's house isn't the right fit. And you're like, I don't know if this is the right fit. And then you
Because
started.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because there's just people that I want to have a conversation with and like just talk, and I don't feel like your mom's house is the place for a lot of them. Where I'm like, like I said, like, hey man, do you want to see someone get a Coke can shoved up their ass? Like things like that. Where I go, I just feel like it's a place where I can actually have the conversation.
Yeah.
I actually get like jealous that people get to do that. Like on
I know what I
Birdcast,
can do
you
here.
just like talk to someone.
Yeah.
That's kind of like. And there's people who we've done Your Mom's House long enough where you go, there are just perfect fits. Sometimes they're not comedians. Like honestly, some of the best guests are musicians, But if it's somebody who I just go, I really just want to have a conversation, that's really why I talk. I'm not committing to, that's the thing, is like I don't have to do it. It's not like, the schedule's dictating it. I'm only going to have people on that who I really, really want to talk to.
Okay, let's do a wish list of Tom Talks.
Okay.
Like, let's do a wish list.
Well, I have a list right here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do smash or pass. All right. You say the name, and I'm gonna go tell you they're fucking awesome guest, or I could pass immediately.
Okay. I want to talk to.
I'll start with Andrew Yang. Pass. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
I don't know anything about presidential candidates, and I feel like that is such a shit show of a fucking breeding ground of hate from the internet that I just go, stay the fuck away. Tony Gonzalez, hardcore smash, and I'd fuck him too. That guy's hot. That guy's fucking hot. He is gorgeous, and he is a man. That
He's a real
voice
man.
of his.
You feel like such a bitch standing next to him. I mean, the whole time I was like, Daddy, can I talk? Like he's such.
Does he speak Spanish?
Some.
Did you guys like?
No, but that did like. I was telling him because we were on a flight together. I was like, hey man, how many NFL players do you think? He was reading a book and taking notes, and I was like, you're taking notes for yourself, and he was like, yeah. And I go, how many NFL players do you think do that? He goes, how many people in society do that? And I was like, good point, because like
I think the number's lower in the NFL.
I think it is. I think it is.
You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking today? Because what happened with the Warren Sapp failing the drug test to do 2 Bears 1 Sapp, and so that we couldn't do it. Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to say that. Oh my god! I'm kidding. That's a joke, everybody. That's a joke. And you would have had more antics like that on 2 Bears 1 Sapp.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. It didn't happen for a lot of reasons. But what I was thinking is,
yes.
What if we rescued?
Yeah.
A football player.
What do you mean rescue?
Like someone who's been through the fucking ringer. Like. Today I was like, what if we did it with Steve DeBerg? Like, just like a fucking journeyman, random dude who really has nothing to fucking lose.
Yeah.
Literally is like running a bait shop in fucking Marathon Island down in Florida. And he's like, yeah, I'll fucking do it. And he's like, I'll tell you what I hated about the locker room.
Yeah.
You knew there were gay guys in there, but they wouldn't let us smoke them out. Like a real fucking. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like a guy that's got nothing to lose, and we can just sit in between them and be like, "Holy shit!"
Like a straight up bigot. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. It's like, cut your fucking dreads, black guys. Like one of those guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Heart attack. And so,
hey, man, people are fucking like worried about you.
We're not done with your fucking list.
We're jumping to people are worried about you because you did heart attack.
No,
So
I'm fine.
Well, no, because like people were proposing possible health issues.
No.
You're like, it's not possible.
Dude, look at me. I'm fucking fit as a fiddle. I'm the fattest I've ever been right now. Here's the deal. So I get allergy-induced asthma, and it always turns into bronchitis, and that's what happened at the beginning of the tour. And I couldn't get rid of this cough. I mean, I literally couldn't get rid of this cough, and it kept.
Did you think
coming
it
up
was COVID every time?
Every fucking morning, because what would happen is we got a new puppy every morning.
Every morning you're like, I'm gonna die today.
That's what America does. You wake up, you go chills, no, aches, no, and then I go cough, check. And so we have this new puppy, and he does this thing called attack licks. I mean, it's the weirdest, it's the funniest, greatest way to wake up. He jumps in the bed at like 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, and he does this thing where he like fake bites you, but he licks you. But he is aggressive. Like he's going, and it makes me laugh so hard, and I love attack licks. And so we do it every morning, and I have an allergy attack every fucking morning, and I couldn't kick the cough because it was coming up from allergies. So I got on a steroid and an albuterol to get rid of it. But I do this thing when I get this cough where I cough to the point where it's like all the blood is rushed out of everywhere. Drew explained it to me, and I almost passed out. And I have passed out before. I have definitely passed out from coughing. But I'm fine. I ran 3 miles this morning. My knee's kind of hurting me, so I'm on a health kick. Speaking of which.
Oh.
No Kool-Aid today, big boy.
No? Because you're on your health kick now.
Both of us are.
We're both on a health kick.
You ready?
Okay.
Here we go. I'm going to make sure you like it because I don't want to waste any on you.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell you my first thought.
What's that?
Explosive diarrhea.
I've never been more excited to say 100%. That's why I love it. I love it.
'cause
You
shit?
blow out the toilet. Like, just, it looks like a Pollock just paint. Just. I wrote a joke about it in my last special. You shit on the underside of the seat. Like when you lift the seat up, it looks like it's got freckles. Tell me what you think. This is my concoction.
It is?
Yep. Cheers.
It's very green.
It's very, dude, this is so good for you.
It's not wine.
It's not wine. That's a good batch.
There's a lot of ginger.
There's a lot of ginger. It's good for your. Type in what ginger is good for you.
Wait a minute. You got shit all over your face.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, are you fucking serious? I did Access Hollywood with this all over my face yesterday. I was drinking one of these, and
sure
it's
you
just
did.
all over my face.
Ginger is loaded with antioxidants,
compounds that prevent stress and damage
to your body's DNA.
There we go.
That's all you should eat.
High blood pressure, heart disease, disease of the lungs, healthy aging.
Yeah.
There's a Rogan-sized thumb of ginger in there.
I mean, it's really, really something.
I'll do another one. That's how good these are.
Yeah. Make sure you drink it really fast, otherwise it doesn't work.
I wonder if I drink it too fast sometimes.
This guy walks up to me after, he goes, "Hey, man, I didn't know who you were." And I go, "Okay." You know when people like
I love that.
They're like, "I had no idea who you were." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "Someone told me you're pretty funny." And I was like, "Appreciate the over-the-top compliment." And he goes, No, you knew that." And I was like, "All right, well, thanks, man." He goes, "Yeah, man, it's like I checked you out." And I laughed, and I was like, "Okay, thanks a lot, man." And he goes, "Yeah, man, what's it called again that I know you from?" And I go, "Well, I don't know."
I wasn't there when you learned about me.
I'm not even sure what you're referencing. He's like, "Your show." And I go, "Which show?" And he goes, "The Cabin." And I go, "Oh, yeah. You like that?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, that's what I was saying. Like, you're a funny guy." And I go, "That's what you know me from?" And he goes, "Isn't that your show?" And I go, "Yeah." And so he's
You're like,
like,
"Yeah." And you're like, "Hey, man, I want to suck your dick." And he's like, "What?" And you're like, "Never mind. If you don't want to. I don't party then."
My show.
All right, go to your Smash Your Pass list. I want to see these guests. What?
We got to look at our war data first.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go back to our war data. I'm going to say a name of a country. You tell me if you think we beat them. Ready? Yemen. Have we ever beat them in a war?
Have we fought them in a war? I mean, we've bombed them.
Then that's a win.
Okay.
All right. Take it. America, 1. Yemen, 0.
Okay.
Hezbollah.
Yeah.
Have we fought? Is Hezbollah not a country?
It's not. It's not a country.
All right.
It's an organization that they get kind of fiery about some things.
All right. Have we ever fought Russia?
Well, I mean, we were not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because we don't. It's not like the Russia-American War, but we were adversaries in.
Yeah, but did we ever go to? Well, we probably went to.
Yeah, we probably
war.
shot a few people, right?
Those were the days. By the way, DJ Vlad brought that up to me. He was like, I did a show.
This is so hilarious.
What?
You're like, I did DJ Vlad. I don't know. It's just funny because I've seen so many interviews with like rappers.
I love his show.
Yeah.
I love his interviews.
And he's like, Bert, spit some bars.
By the way, if you had,
what was it like growing up in the streets, dog?
It was a cul-de-sac. But he was like, in your book, you wrote that Russians are disgusting, like whatever I wrote about Russians. And as he's reading it off, and it sounds horrible, I'm like, I think Vlad's Russian. He was like, you said it was nice to know who your enemies were because it wasn't racist back then. And I was like, all right.
I can't wait to see this.
Oh, dude. I trashed Kevin Hart.
You trashed Kevin Hart?
I don't trash him. I'm trying to make a joke and it never worked. And you know how, like, here's the problem is that this is what's wrong with cancel culture is sometimes you'll make a joke and it doesn't fucking work. And then you keep working that joke until one day it works.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how many times I told you that?
N-word joke?
No, stop.
Okay.
Do you know how many...
I didn't know. I was guessing. I didn't know.
No.
What?
The Confederate statues joke.
Oh, we're right there.
I tried that joke on this show. I tried.
What
it.
was the joke?
I can't tell it now because it works in my act. I want to use it for my special.
Oh, okay.
But I told.
I have a Confederate statues joke.
I don't think it's the same. I listened to yours.
Yeah,
Did you-
it's not the same.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no.
curious.
Mine, people will enjoy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I wrote it and I fucked it up so many times. I remember Nadav, do you remember me telling it here? Don't spit it out.
Oh my God, I almost puked it out.
It's good, right?
It's good, but that's not why I was going to spit it out. Go ahead. Keep telling.
Nadav, do you remember I made you take it out of the show?
It sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, because I just wasn't doing it right, and then I did it right. So like I had this joke about not a joke, is this premise about Kevin Hart where I don't want to fuck him, but I was saying I'm tired of people saying they work hard. Like I'm tired of hard work being why you're successful.
Oh right.
It just drives me nuts because I've worked hard my whole life, but I was unsuccessul at periods of time.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I'm busting my ass. And there are people that work hard that aren't successful. And I just was like, I've been trying to do a bit, and I guess I went off on this one time, and I was like, fuck hard work.
I literally
don't
talk like 2 hours
And I
in the
was
stream.
like, talk about the times. I don't know. My point is, Kevin Hart's new special is awesome. I love Kevin Hart.
Oh my God.
It sucks because I do love Kevin.
So wait,
I love Kevin.
On Vlad, you bagged his.
I
what?
didn't bag Kevin Hart. I bagged people who brag about hard work being why they're
like
successful,
Kevin.
which is very Kevin.
Yeah.
It's very Kevin. It's very The Rock. It's like there's certain things like, and you can't like. Here's the
I think
thing.
a lot. The thing about
Let's
those guys,
get to the bottom of this because
Well-
you work hard, correct?
Yeah.
Do you attribute your success to hard work, or do you attribute? Let's try to identify the luck in your career that you go, I was actually fucking really lucky
going
that
on?
happened. And if that hadn't happened, I don't know where I'd be.
There's a few.
Name them. I'll name all mine. Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a fucking
I got
6.5
30
year
likes on that.
college student.
That is
and I
so
had
ridiculous.
No plans. And Rolling Stone magazine discovers me, calls me the #1 party in the country, and literally Oliver Stone option rights in my life, and I get the confidence to do stand up. Had that never happened, no, I have no career in this business.
Boats.
None.
Cleaning boats.
I'd be cleaning boats.
Yeah.
Kreiser, tell us what you think about the vaccine morality. Well, I think you should go to Mexicans first. All right. Kreiser said it first. Here we go.
I was lucky a couple times. Once that I was lucky that I was dumb enough to quit my day job when I did, which was definitely too early. Like definitely.
Yeah.
And it was well paying. I fucked myself, but it made me go, "Oh, I have to make a living doing stand up." I mean, a bit like
Oh, yeah,
barely
dropped a
scrape
single
by.
frame.
But that's like people will be like,
impressive.
"You made it," but it's like that was not well thought out, and the payoff is that, you know. Then I was lucky that Comedy Central passed on Completely Normal, and
right,
and that was the goal. And then I was lucky that I got the call, and they were like, "Hey, Netflix is going to license," but it wasn't today's Netflix. It was 2013.
Do you think? I think a lot of.
And I was like, "Oh, all right."
I remember when you telling me, "Yeah, Netflix is kind of blown up." Like,
yeah.
And I was like, I mean, you and Bill were the first people on Netflix that really popped.
Well, Bill's the one who he told me. He was like, "Dude, it's," because I was like, "Yeah, it's going on Netflix." He's like, "You know that's good, right?" And I was like, "Is it?" And he goes, "It's done way more for me than anything else in my career." I remember him saying that, and I was like, "Nah," because he was already like,
yeah,
like he was like, you know, one of the main dudes in stand up. I was like, "For real?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "By far." I was like, "Oh, all right." And so, but that's luck, I think.
But that's
timing and
total fucking.
Because it could have gone to Comedy Central.
If it had gone to Comedy Central, you realize you would not be sitting. We wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't. Here's the other thing. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
It's like my relationship with you, forged in. Let's kill it. You want to kill it? My relationship with you.
Why is this stuck like that? Well, that's
and whatever serendipity
that's a different
it is,
sort
or
of bridge
luck,
there.
But luck that
I can literally just
we
flip it
worked
over.
together one
Create a
weekend and
different
we
bridge.
got each other's personalities, started having a good time. Then like, hey, we'll do these gigs together. That's luck. I believe in that.
Do
luck.
you know? I told Joe this a few weeks ago, and I don't think it registered to him that I was kind of talking about luck too. That so I won a contest.
Like, why is this
to
stuck here?
host
How do I
3
get-
shows
on
How do I
the Bud
remove
Light
this?
Maxim Real Men of Comedy tour, which was Joe Rogan, Charlie Murphy, and John Heffron. And I got to open 3 shows and do 3 minutes cold, right? 3 minutes. They're like, get off after 3 minutes, which like you can't even, you know, imagine opening.
3 minutes is impossible.
It's fucking.
I used to have to do 5 for Drew Carey, and I was like tearing through. My name's Barry. How's his name?
Yeah, and then it's over.
Yeah.
So what I told him was, I go, you know, he always talks about how he met me there and we connected, but here's the moment he doesn't realize that I think would have definitely at least changed our when we would have maybe connected or become friends. The last show I did on that tour, so everybody who won like contest regionally got to do 3 dates. I got to do Irvine, San Diego, and Phoenix. Phoenix was the big show. It was a big theater show at the Celebrity Theater.
In the round.
In the round.
Oh, God, it's so funny that I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about this.
It was 2007. So
No,
I'm
it
back.
feels in the-
I remember that I did the show. I remember I'm in the green room, and Joe's there with like a crew, Red Band, and these guys. And I remember it was a Saturday night, and it was in the fall, so college football was on,
Yeah.
and like, so I'm watching like LSU, Auburn or something, and somebody was like, "Hey, you know, there's like some fight on," and I was like, "Who the fuck would want to watch a fight, like if you have college football on?" And they were all like, "What?" And I was like, "I mean, you'd rather watch fights than this?" And they were like, his buddies were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Well, I have no interest in watching that bullshit," and I don't think I even knew that these guys. And one of the guys was like, "I am a fighter," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, if you want to watch that shit, go ahead." So,
and you're like, might as well put it on some archery.
yeah,
for
I was
fuck's
like,
sake.
so fucking boring. So I did my set, and then that night, because they would take turns closing the shows. So Phoenix, Joe was closing. So after Charlie gets off, we're hanging out in the green room, and we're just like getting along. He's laughing, and I'm like so excited because I'm such a Chappelle Show fan and everything. So he's like,
and an odd Charlie Murphy fan. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
before Charlie Murphy was Charlie Murphy, I knew Charlie Murphy
yeah,
was.
Charlie Murphy, yeah, because you do see him, he'd pop up in
Yeah.
movies, and so anyways, he's like, we're gonna go to dinner, and I was like, okay. He goes, "Do you want to come?" And I was like, oh my god, yes, dude.
I'm coming right now.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, bet. Like, he had Rich. Rich was his cousin. He's like, all right, man, we're gonna go. So he starts walking down the hall, and he's walking out. I'm following like 10 feet behind, and as I'm following him, Joe stops me in the hallway, and he goes, "Hey, man, you know, this was really fun." He goes, "You're really funny," and I go, "Oh, thanks, man." And as he's saying that, I'm looking down the hall because Charlie's walking out, and it's not like our relationship is forged to the point where I can go like, hey, Chuck, hold up. Like, I can't. So I'm like, "Oh yeah." I go, "Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that." And he goes, "Yeah, dude, like really funny. You know, you only had like a few minutes." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." And I start kind of like
Like the
doing
Fear Factor guy's fucking up my relationship with Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, well, I started taking like a step away, you know, and he's like, he goes, "Do you ever want to like do gigs together?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, I'd love to, of course." And he's like, "Yeah, and like this is all happening at a very normal, natural pace, but the whole time I'm like, he's leaving right now."
Yeah.
So I go, "Absolutely, man, like anytime." And then I start to like go, I appreciate that. He goes, "Well," he goes, "Give me your number." And I go, "Oh yeah, yeah." So I give him my number, and he's like, "Yeah, like really funny." I go, "Yeah, look, I gotta go because we're going to dinner." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And I go, I go outside, and I don't see Charlie. And then I see like a truck,
Just see confused.
you know, 50 yards away, and clearly like the car started, the lights are going on, and I like sprint to the truck. And I get in.
So you get there 5 minutes later.
Oh my god! I get in, and then we go to dinner, and I have this dinner that I'll never forget.
You told me about this dinner.
Which is so fun. But what I was telling Joe, I was like, you realize that like if I had 10 seconds earlier walked down that hall or whatever, I go, maybe we would have
befriended each other. Like I probably would have seen you at some point. And you'd been like, oh, I remember you from that thing. But he called me 2 weeks later and took me to Tampa to do shows before UFC. And I was like, that hallway interaction was like luck. It was like a moment. This episode is also brought to you by Muggsy Jeans. Let's be clear, if there's anybody who knows jeans, it's me. And I'm going to tell you something. These are the most comfortable men's jeans ever made. No question about it.
Mine are in the mail.
They're unbelievable. What they did what they should have done with jeans for so long, which is remove the excess fabric, make jeans feel like sweatpants, and make them move like sweatpants. Comfortable, soft, you have full range of motion. They have nailed it. And these, with the Muggsy jeans, you get free shipping and returns, so you have nothing to lose. They are offering the best sale of the year right now. This is Cyber Monday. They're offering 20% off site-wide today only. So you got to do it today as you're watching. Go ahead and go to Muggsy, MUGSY.com/2bears, Muggsy.com/2bears, and get 20% off site-wide.
I got to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Whoop. I absolutely love my Whoop. It is like having a personal trainer on my wrist. And with the 2020 coming to an end, thank God, we can all start thinking about healthier resolutions for the New Year's. Whoop is great for measuring, tracking, and quantifying behavioral changes. Whether you're looking to participate in a dry January or maybe lose weight in January.
A lot of weight?
A lot of weight. We'll be using the hell out of our Whoop then. You got to... Whoop is the best fitness tracker to achieve your goals. It provides 24/7 personalized insight to help you quantify how well you are performing, sleeping, and recovering. It is literally like having a personal trainer on your wrist. Based on how well you sleep, it sets up your exertion goals for that day. And I use the Strain Coach to work out. If I hit my exertion goal, I then know how much I need to sleep that night. You can use the Sleep Coach to tell you how much to sleep. It literally is the best fitness tracker best wearable fitness tracker I've ever used in my entire life. It's why I recommend it to anyone trying to achieve their New Year's fitness resolution or just trying to build a better, healthier habits in general.
Can't you just,
for all our listeners, if you've been thinking about giving Whoop a shot,
like all
this is their best deal to try it out and see if it's for you. Get the first month of Whoop for free when you sign up for their 6-month membership. Head over to WHOOP.com/bears to get started for $0. That is $0. Join Whoop today. Sleep better, recover faster, and train smarter this season and beyond. I remember you telling me about the Tampa gig.
Yeah.
And this is where I stretch it back and maybe too much of the butterfly effect, but I go, had that not happened with you and Joe, I would not have ever met Joe.
Well, probably like later.
Maybe.
Probably.
But I wouldn't have met him the way I met him initially, whereas it was early, but it was before he is who he is today. When
we did Tampa, we did 2 shows at the Tampa Improv. That was
crazy. And then I think that's where I wish that people in my opinion, it feels very exclusionary to say that hard work is what got me here. It's like if
I know what you're saying.
If Prince William was like, I'm like the hardest working prince.
You know what those
You're
guys? You know what all those guys should reframe? The guys who lead with that is hard work is incredibly important once you've made a name for yourself.
Yes.
Once you're like, I'm Kevin Hart. I'm this guy. This star. I'm The Rock. Like now that you reach that point, you got to work. And I think that's what they're kind of meaning. Like once I got here, I can't chill out. Like I have to work really hard to stay here, to be putting out content and stay, in the zeitgeist or whatever. But like it's the hard work to getting there does involve
the hard work to getting there. It does, but I also go like, I mean, how many people do we know that we started with bust their fucking ass? But I'll name a fucking name right now of a guy I think's massively talented, fucking the hardest working dude I know, who isn't selling theaters and should be, Jay Larson. Jay Larson's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Has one of my favorite jokes ever written. You will not find a guy.
Is it Wrong Number?
Fucking Wrong Number is the funniest fucking
Wrong Number
joke.
is really
it
funny.
is. I mean, It is a joke. I tell this to Jay every time that he should tell every time he's on stage. It's that good, and he's not. He doesn't have the recognition that he should have. And I will, and you know this. Sickle will tell you this. Pound for pound, there is not one person in this industry that works harder than Jay Larson. He gets up every fucking morning, vision board, fucking script, 1 hour on my script, 1 hour on my television pilot, and we're talking on spec, producing a show for Golf Pass, producing a show for this, doing a podcast. Like he is and then and I'm sure Jay was like, look, man, I'm happy. I don't need to be Kevin Hart. I'm sure he would love to be. And my point in this is like, I was Jay Larson 4 years ago going like, I'm fucking killing it. I'm busting my ass. When's this hard work pay off? That was my point.
Yeah.
Is it sounds like this is a bad analogy, really, really bad analogy. But it sounds like when white dudes go, where's my white privilege? And you're like, actually it's a horrible analogy. But like you got it, you just don't see it. Like there's certain times you get it, you just don't see it.
Yeah.
Like and so it when you flip it to see, like, you never hear Tom Hanks go like, I'm the hardest working man in show business.
Right.
He's just puts the work in.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody.
I love Kevin. Now I got to say good shit about Kevin because we were saying this before. He is singularly one of the funniest individuals alive. Like if you gave him a bowl of popcorn and sat across from him on a couch and watched him eat popcorn, and didn't say a word, you'd be crying laughing.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be trying at all. He is that fucking funny. His special, whenever he does, one of my favorite bits ever is he does the Shaq Cedric thing.
The Shaq Cedric thing?
Have you ever seen the Shaq Cedric All-Star? This is a set that changed the way I did stand-up. Kevin Hart's Shaq Cedric. He goes out. Everyone, D. Ray Davis, Ari Spears, Tommy Davidson, all go out and kind of do crowd work and fuck around with the way people are dressed and keep it kind of urban. It's a predominantly black crowd. Kevin Hart just goes out and tells a joke. He tells a fucking joke to open. He closes the show, and he's not Kevin Hart today.
Right.
He tells a joke, and the joke is fucking hilarious. He goes, I think my baby's stupid. Every time he talks, he just goes, ah. And then he layers this into every story. He's like, and then my son walks in, and he's like, ah. And it just was a structured joke. And it made you think like, oh, that's right. Comedy is also fucking. There's the math of it, and it's such a great set. Changed the way I looked at stand up. Really, it did. And
let's go.
So I love Kevin. But the fucking hard work stuff, I hear that so much. And Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld attributes all his success to hard work, and you're like, oh, hold on. Can we just break it down for a second? You had a late night talk show deal that they didn't want to use, so they flipped it into a sitcom, which put you on in a different time frame. You had different standards for, like, this is from what I've heard. There wasn't you had the development team that was late night talk. You didn't have the current development group that was for sitcoms. So you got opportunities to do things they wouldn't have never allowed you to do, and it's like there's so much luck that goes involved.
Long time to see, bro.
I just want someone to go.
I'm pretty lucky.
I'm the fucking luckiest guy in the world. And I know people go, yeah, Bert, you're barely talented. We get it. Like, but I'm the fucking luckiest guy in the world. And I just want to, like, when you give hope to people that are sitting watching this going, I wanted to stand up. I go, oh, it's totally possible. You just got to get lucky as fuck. Like, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think being successful at stand up is kind of like a trifecta though. Like it is. There's innate talent in pretty much every successful comedian.
Still just doing the bridges.
Innate talent and ability.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Like
something
is just funny about the way that person thinks or delivers what
like
they
I
think.
said, watching Kevin Hart eat popcorn.
Then there is a luck factor, like a timing thing, like like meeting this person or getting your special acquired, like when you didn't think it was going to make like that's that timing luck thing. And then there is like work because you do have to put in a lot of time.
Basically, that's how DC Bridges
done.
done.
Shows we did, over a decade.
Basically,
and you're like, man, I did all those shows.
I need like 3 more assets.
Made me better at doing stand-up.
What I want them to say is,
if I really want to,
I just realized what I want them to say.
Okay,
I can just copy and paste.
People that don't work hard, that got the same luck they did, and we don't talk about anymore, and go, see that motherfucker? They didn't work hard.
Yeah.
And you go,
Oh, now
okay,
you can see it's
now
on
I
bridge.
get your
So basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
so
done
we
with the
won
bridges.
94 wars, the United States.
It is green, but I kind of like the fact it's
100?
green.
I don't know.
Makes it look a bit different.
How many wars? Are you being serious right now? We won
Yeah.
94 wars?
That's what Zolo put on the board.
We won 94 wars in 200 years.
Yeah. Do they have like?
That's like
What
a
I should do
fucking
though
war.
is,
Some of these wars lasted
on the end of
10
one of these
years.
bridges, I should
A
remove
loss
the pillar.
column? Is there one that says
Like-
lost?
Like, literally
There's
just remove the
hardly
pillars,
any
so then I
that
can
they say
link
we
together better.
lost. Most
Better.
are inconclusive or other result
Yeah.
or
In
ongoing.
America, we don't lose any wars. We tie a few, but
And as you can see, you can-
Vietnam wasn't a loss.
I
It was
I
just
don't
like
have
a-
the
like a
trigger set up for the
timeout.
first
There's a
one, but
whole-
for the other ones I do.
Whole
We'll be
thing
back.
there.
We'll be back.
About
Takes a long time. It basically this is the most
What if
important part
Trump had
of
said, "Hey,
actually
guys,
making a game.
I'm leaving office. I can
And
see
then
the war. I can see
There you
the,
go.
basically it's
What?
it's a
Native
collider
American
there, so
brought a
you can't.
couple.
But you can't build over it though.
The Sioux, the Arapaho. It looks like they
As you can
beat
see,
the United
build over it,
States
jump down there,
in the Powder River
well,
War.
yeah, it was 3-on-1.
and then
though.
here's you can't walk in yet because I haven't set up colliders.
Can't count that.
Okay. Any
But,
other one
yeah,
there?
that's about
US,
it.
US.
I think
Because it had a whole breakdown you said
Oh, I
about
could, actually.
Vietnam. I don't know. It was like
it is nice because that's a lot of work.
Didn't it say, like,
Then
Look at this.
oh, there you go.
now I need to figure out
Okay, so it
if-
does
how-
say
like what I want to do with the
North
circle.
Vietnamese
I'm not quite sure
Allied
what I want to do.
victory because the
But we could do something
withdrawal of American
funner.
forces. But there was another article. It was way too lengthy to get into.
I love
Not
that,
this game.
I
But
thi-
if
I
you
was
wanna
gonna say, I think Trump
try one of my
before he
games,
goes, I'll concede the victory to Biden, but
if
we're starting
you
the
go-
Vietnam War again.
If you have an Android phone, that is. If you don't, I can't really help you
And
out.
go.
But if you want to try one of my games, let me just find
Deploy
it.
troops to Vietnam.
Dude, I said it
Space
jokingly, and then I was
Yard.
like, because I was like, he's gonna start firing people, and he has been firing people.
I
left
will
and
probably
right.
end up launching
And
my
then I was like, maybe
Unity
they'll
game,
just,
which
test a
which
nuke and be like, what?
I'm working on.
It
It's
felt like
basically
it.
a racing car
I
game.
could totally see, like, it would be
Probably on like
January
itch.io or
19th,
something.
And they're like, "Did you hear what happened?" I'm like, what? It's like, fucking
Because
bombed
Steam's
Rome.
quite an expensive process to actually get it purchased, actually get it published. It's
Yeah.
like
He's
it's like
behaving the
200
way
euros or
I
something.
did when I got fired from Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. If you click on that,
Like,
if you have
I
an
was
Android
like, oh,
phone,
you wanna see what
download
an
that.
exit looks
That's like my first
Suck
game
my dick,
I ever
Dwayne.
published.
Yeah, I wish he would.
Fucking.
What if he brought that up when he was doing crazy shit? You should never have fucking
It's pretty
fired
nice.
Bert Barnes and Noble.
Oh, what if he could just
Who's that?
fucking run.
Well, at least I think that's
boy.
how much it costs. I don't know. I'm kind of assuming. I'm pretty sure that is it.
Tell him he's on.
Hey, are you in bed?
Yeah, you want to be in bed with me? Oh, shoot. Everybody got a laugh out of that one.
You're on the Two Bears One Cave.
What's up, Ron?
What's up? What's going on, Tom?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
So the one that keeps. Which material is that
So
you use?
if you need a bus driver, just give me a call. Did you just see the obscene run he just had me do in 8 days?
It was ridiculous. Yes, it was.
6,000 miles in 8 days.
He is the worst, man. Absolutely.
I wouldn't say I think that terminology is a little aggressive. I think sweatshop boss would sound better.
Call back at me when you guys get
I'm not quite sure
All right,
how I'm
all
gonna
right,
break
peace.
this. Because it's comforted over.
was
This
Ron,
one's also
everybody, my
broken.
bus driver, just to give everyone a heads up.
He used a different term for you.
Fucking Ron.
By the way,
Not
you
broken
had this
in.
great
Oh, did I
thought.
close it? Why did I close Blender?
You know, there's not a lot, but they
I think
come
I was
at
gonna
you.
stop.
And you requested
Try it out.
that gay guys
thing's
tell
pretty
us
good
what
for a
kind of
first project.
presents they give.
Oh, shut up. We didn't get feedback on that, did we?
We did.
Oh, no.
So,
I don't know
yeah.
what I
Are you
did
ready?
there.
I am.
How did I?
You're gonna
fucking
love
ready.
this.
How did I lock
Okay.
this there?
It says Tim and Bart can confirm that gay dudes give the best presents. Dated a girl with a gay brother. For
Thank you for
my
solid, by the way.
birthday one year, she got me an unwrapped portable DVD player.
How
He
how did
got
I
me a
do this?
baseball
I-
signed
I
by
don't know
Mariano
how to do
Rivera
that.
and 2 tickets to the Subway series, one for me and one for his dumb sister.
So, common
The
problem.
DVD player wasn't even wrapped. It was just in a gift bag, no card, no fancy paper. Best C. Hello, men. Being gay and married, you are right. We do know how to get each other better gifts than our heterosexual counterparts. My husband recently got me a private charter to Vegas with my friends, as well as a suite at the Cosmopolitan for 3 days. He just turned 50 this past summer, and I sent him to Mexico with friends and bought him a Mercedes. Sean.
Let me see.
Howdy, Tom and Blart.
Blender.
Around a year ago, I lost my custom Letterman jacket from
Position?
my high school football years. It
Blender.
sounds silly now, but the loss of this Letterman jacket
What
really
would I
broke
call
my
that?
heart. For my birthday this year, my
Blender.
boyfriend contacted the company
Would it be
my high
position
school used
rotation?
to make the Lettermans and had my entire football jacket remade. Not
Blender.
only that, but he also bought me a
Rotating.
rifle and gave me a fat blowjob.
On
For his birthday, I bought him a
yellow
HTC
dot.
virtual reality device and tickets for skydiving. Regards, Joey from Texas. I mean, we're getting just absolutely killed in this thing. Like,
This needs to be a website where you women can go to it and then they find a gay guy.
A gay guy that goes, "Let me help you out."
Let me help
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
your husband.
that's-
What, tell me about your husband.
Christmas Eve 2018, my wife of 10 years.
Hey, it's Kev with Blender Binge. In this short video, I
Kev?
want to show you how to move the pivot point of an object in Blender 2.8. Ready? Let's go. Version here, Alpha Build 2, and I wanted to rotate this guy around, say, this edge over here. Okay. Fast way here, and it's not the only way, but it's the way I'm going to show you. Just go to modeling.
Modeling.
Okay. And we're just going
Oh,
to
it is
select
pivot point.
edge, so
Okay.
I can hit this button up here, or I can hit 2 on the keyboard. Select this edge, and then I just go to Mesh, Snap, and I say Cursor to Selected. That changes the cursor to the selection.
Okay.
So now if I go back into Layout over here, I can say Object, Origin, and I could say Origin to 3D Cursor. And now, I can...
So... Layout. Object. Set origin. That didn't move it. It's like, what? It's like, what are you talking about, bro? Geometry to origin? No. Probably effing up. I'm probably effing up everything here. That's not moving anything. But I'm still stuck. So annoying. Effect only origin. Why are you stuck here? I don't want to rotate around you. Big problems. Radius. What's radius do? Oh, I see. Radius is the select radius there. So object. What if we go clear? Clear origin. How about that? Nope. Oh, I don't have anything selected. I'm stupid. Clear origin. Nope. Set origin to 3D cursor. There you go. Smooth. Okay, so then. No, I'm still stuck on it. Oh, it's because I'm in that meeting. No, for some reason still. Why would that be the case? You can't be. What did I press? Extrude or something? Probably extrude one of these. Oh, I know why I reset it. I reset it because I wanted to get rid of it. That's why I closed it. I close it with the. So, like, why would I be rotating? Rotation locked on origin position, maybe. That's something I could search up. Locked. No, I don't. Blender. Move. There's definitely a way to focus on an object. Let's go to focus on object. Blender. Press F, nothing's happening. So question is, can I go Shift A? Plane. Can I create a plane? There you go. Why are you still focusing on that? That makes no sense. That's visibility. I really don't understand what's happening. It's probably a button press. It's pissing me off so much. Ugh.
Decided to get me
I'm gonna press
2
our button.
packs of socks, 3 packs of underwear, and a Costco pack of Mach 5 razors. I looked her dead in her eyes
There you
and
go.
told her, "You don't love me." Later that
Wow.
night, we went to a party to hang with a few friends. Her gay friend Ryan bought us gifts. I reluctantly opened mine, and it was a Nintendo Switch with 3 games, a case, and screen protectors. I began to cry as I looked at my wife and said, "This is a real gift, you evil witch." Sydney.
Oh,
amazing.
I'm fucking. I need an intervention. I need an intervention.
What's your big like?
I'll be 100% honest about everything right now. Tell me, ask me any question you
Okay.
ever want to know about my lifestyle, and I will fucking tell you, in hopes that someone hears this and goes, "Bert, I got a quick fix for you."
What's the big
Oh, there you go.
challenge for what are you doing wrong that you know you're doing wrong? Is it
Booze.
Booze?
It's booze. Booze opens a floodgate, you know what it does? It loosens my brain up to start shouting at me. Like yesterday, I'm so good. I have this juice. I drank the whole thing myself. Right, that was all I had until about 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I
basically
had
that's just
chicken
remove-
breast. I swear to you on my. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I had. I put it down on Noom. Is Noom a sponsor?
I don't know.
This is exactly what I had
yesterday.
To a T. I
actually
measured it,
enjoyed it.
Tom.
Yeah.
I
Goes.
even weighed it. Okay.
I'm
So I don't
super
copy paste
jealous,
it.
by the way.
What?
That booze
God
is
damn
your
it.
thing.
No, but it's as soon as I start drinking, then I
The
I allow
fucking-
myself to eat whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
And so, I don't know, how do I go to? God, no. God. How do I look at my last?
I don't know.
let me- I got it. Here we go. Today's November 18th, right?
Yeah. Nope. Yep.
Here's November 17th. You ready? This
Yes.
is. I had 1,000 calories yesterday before I
it?
started drinking.
That 1,000's pretty
You
light,
ready?
man. Yeah.
I had 99 calories of kale, 95 calories of a Granny Smith apple, 11 calories of a cucumber.
Is that one of these?
Yep.
Okay.
5 calories of baby spinach.
This is your morning?
This is my entire day. Ready? Up until.
But like that's how you start.
That's my morning.
Okay.
I had 326 calories of chicken breast, 223 calories of pepper jack cheese on the chicken breast, just a little razzle dazzle. 292 calories of coleslaw because fucking Leanne bought Popeye's chicken and brought it home, and I was like, I'll eat the coleslaw. That'll be healthy. And it's not healthy. I might as well just had a handful of pepper jack cheese. And that's my day. And then now here's where the wheels come off.
When
right?
did the booze start? What time?
Well, it's going to sound early to you, but like 5 o'clock.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
Wine?
5 o'clock we get COVID tests, right? Because my parents pull in. Ron's there.
Oh, they're here now.
Oh, yeah. They took the bus. And so we tested everyone, my sisters, my brother-in-law, because we're all in a bubble now. And so
You do realize you're outside the bubble.
Fucking, as soon as I said that, I said I'm outside the bubble. But but this is controlled chaos. You were tested, the other day?
Yes.
And so I'm fine with this. They're wearing masks. We're fine.
Okay.
And so I open a bottle of wine because everyone's negative and it's the start of Thanksgiving. Let's have a bottle of wine. I open a bottle of wine. Fine, right? Fitvine. Shout out to Fitvine. Their Syrah's awesome. I drank all of that wine by myself, that one bottle, because Fitvine goes down so fucking easy. We go over to my sister's house, and they don't have snacks out because we're all dieting. And they don't have snacks out, and I start spinning out of control. And then I start saying stuff like, who the fuck invites someone over and doesn't have a cracker or cheese or something? So then they put out some cheese, crackers, pepperonis, and I fuck it up. I mean, I've probably now had 1,000 calories of that. And then Dan Tana's shows up. They ordered out from Dan Tana's. I made myself sick. It was up here where you start going, I think I'm gonna rupture something.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate a meatball, bolognese, a white sauce pasta, a chicken cutlet, like Parmesan chicken, 3 pieces of pizza. I'm just like, it's like almost like I can't stop. There's no like, I don't know what goes on in a regular person's head where they go, I'm just gonna eat. My wife goes, you know what? I'm gonna stop right now because I don't think I'm full and I think I've had enough. And I was like, I'll just eat your plate too then.
Right.
And so I just can't do it. And by the way, can I tell you the only way I can diet? And I know this sounds horrible. This is how we did the first weight loss challenge. I at 4 o'clock I wanted to just go 4 p.m. before anyone got there. I said, if I take a Xanax right now, I will not drink, and I will go to sleep, and I can just go to sleep hungry because I'm on a Xanax. And I'll pass out, and I'll wake up with no calories. And that's the only way I can diet.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's like the Michael Jackson diet. That's the only way I can diet. That's the only way I can diet.
It's like loss of control, 4, 5, 6. Right? Like especially if booze get injured.
I'm so in control right now. Like I'm not hungry at all. I've had coffee. I've had the shake. I'm fine.
So you guys came over the other night, you and Leanne, and I had the best time with you guys.
I could not. Do you see me lose control on that?
4,
yes.
5,
I was
6.
done eating my plate before Leanne and Push had started.
We were all talking about it. And you also had your second bowl.
I had my second bowl with fries.
4,
Tom, I had lost control when I got to your.
Well, here's the thing. You also had.
I can tell you the moment I lost control, and
when you opened the third bottle.
No, by the way, I was drinking bottles by myself at that point. Push is asleep, going, "Can you do this at your house?" Hold on. I said a statement, and this is when I lost control.
Okay.
I said the statement.
Well, hand me that pen.
Is this a gag?
No, it's not a gag. Because I want to remember something. Thank you.
I said, we got into your house and you said something. Would you like a glass of wine? I said, yeah, fill it up and pour it. I need it quick. Like I was spinning out at your house. My shoes were tight, remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I had a hard time getting my shoes off. You know you're gaining weight when your shoes are tight.
Yeah. And it's not from tying them.
No, they're boots.
Yeah.
And that first glass of wine, I ripped through, and then I remember you guys brought up cheese. I was like, no, I'm on a diet. I'm not going to touch that. And you guys were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And then Push goes, I made some comfort food, and I ate it before. I was trying to slow down because I was trying to pace myself with you, and I couldn't. I was like, it's done. Another bowl. And Push hadn't even sat down yet.
Yeah.
She hadn't even sat down. She was like,
it was a beef stew.
It's a beef stew.
Yeah.
I had 2 bowls of it, some pecan pie, some ice cream, and 3 bottles of wine at your house.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
not the bottle of wine I had. Because you don't know this, but I brought 3 bottles of wine to your house, and I put 2 in the car and left them there for the ride home. You remember I said, do you guys have a roadie cup? And you're like, you want me to fill it up with wine? I go, I got wine in the car.
Yeah.
And then I drank on the ride home, and then kept drinking at my house, just going like, I'm going to fuck up some pretzels. I ate pretzels that night.
Yeah. Okay. So, but actually, it all makes sense. I mean, like, hearing you lay it out.
Yeah.
It is that, like, because most people, myself included, I don't drink that much. But every time I do, like, go any extra, I completely have no regard for what I'm going to eat. Completely. Like, I already eat too much, and I'm not disciplined enough as an eater. But if you introduce booze to me, it definitely falls apart.
This podcast is brought to you by Features. A great pair of socks can be the perfect holiday gift or stocking stuffer for friends and families. And with Features, you feel like you get a custom pair with a custom fit. I am running 1,000 miles this year. I'm very specific about the socks I wear because the wrong socks really fucks up my run. I got introduced to Features, and now all I wear is Features. What I love about Features is they've got a bunch of different of styles. Like they've got the no-show to the knee highs. They've also got plantar fasciitis relief socks, which are awesome. When you're running, your feet do get sore. You throw on these plantar fasciitis relief socks, and literally your feet feel so much better. I sleep in these socks. They're zone-specific, compression for targeted support, no slipping, no bunching, no sliding. They're in your shoe. You are not. These socks are not moving, and their anatomical design conforms to left foot and right foot for a molded fit that prevents blistering. I absolutely love these socks, and you should try them too. You can get $10 off your first pair of Features just in time for the holidays. Go to features.com/cave. That's features.com/cave for $10 off your first pair.
That's what, like,
FEETURES.com/cave for $10 off your first pair just in time for the holidays.
This episode of Two Bears, One Cave is brought to you by Harry's. Listen, if you don't know, the shaving and razor industry has been turned head over heel by what companies like Harry's have done. These guys, this company was founded by 2 friends, Jeff and Andy, who, like a lot of us, got tired of overpaying for razors, but they actually did something about it. They founded this company. They wanted to sell great product at a reasonable price. They raised a bunch of money. They bought a razor factory in Germany that's been honing precision razor blades for over 100 years. This is super high quality stuff, and they've been delivering the sharpest shave ever, and they aren't raising prices. New blades are so sharp that guys shaving 4 times a week reported that with their Harry's new blades, their 8th shave was as smooth as their first.
I want to do something
It's
fun.
incredible what they've done.
Well,
And
preferably
Harry's
I
has a
wouldn't
great
stop doing this,
offer
but-
for listeners of this show. New U.S. customers can redeem
Longest
a
bridge,
Harry's
baby.
trial set at harrys.com/bears for just $3. You'll
Bang,
get a
bang, bang.
5-blade razor featuring their new sharper blades, a weighted ergonomic handle, foaming
Yes.
shave gel with aloe,
Close
and
that
a
bridge
travel
for me.
cover to protect your blade when you're on the go. Just go to harrys.com/bears and redeem your trial
Let me
offer
close this.
today. Definitely.
When we were on the Go Big show, I was really scared about COVID, and at the time, very scared because we had been on tour and I was getting legit tested every day. And so the first we quarantined for 5 days. I want to say 5 days we quarantined for. And my cousin Andrew had signed me up as a pescatarian as a dick move. He was like, "You need to lose weight." He's like, "I'm signing you up as a pescatarian."
Where?
Yeah, because all
within-
meals were delivered.
Okay.
So the first few meals show up, and I started losing weight aggressively because I just started drugging myself at 4 o'clock in the evening. Like I'd just be like, I don't want to eat, and so I just take a Xanax, and then Tom, this is super bad. Is if I wasn't asleep by 8, I'd take another half of a Xanax and just fucking pass out. I had nothing to do. I was in a hotel room. And I lost so much weight by drugging myself. It's like the Bill Cosby diet. I just fucking Xanax.
Fuck, man. So what time would you get up in them? Wouldn't you be like hungover in the morning from the...
I'd sleep all day.
Yeah.
Fucking sleep all day. I wasn't drinking. I didn't drink for the first 2 weeks of that show. And I was just, but here's the deal is I'm a little litigious with Xanax. So like that first day, I was coming in hot. I'm very hungover. We've been partying at a beach house with the whole crew, the whole tour. And so I came in And that night I gave myself a Xanax at I got into the room
How to
at
make
like
a
4.
check?
At 5,
Is there a reload
dinner
button?
got served, and I thought, if I take a Xanax right now, I won't eat it. I'll put it in the fridge, save it for later. Took a Xanax at 8
here.
o'clock that night.
Why
I
did it
took
go
another
over
half of a Xanax. And by the way, when I say half, it's
I
still
don't
under a
even
milligram
know.
of Xanax. It's only like 7.75 milligrams of Xanax. And I was out, and I slept the whole
Okay,
next
now
day.
let's
I
see
just
how-
kept sleeping.
how
I
big
got
is
up,
on
I
the
took
fridge?
a walk at like 4 p.m.
It's
watched
basically
the
size. Yeah.
sunset, and I drugged myself again. Now I'm like no calories,
That's a bit
right?
longer.
No, I know this isn't healthy. That's why they call me the Alex Jones of fitness. I drug myself again, and I go now it's like just one Xanax.
Yeah.
Pass out, sleep until like 10,
God,
right?
I wish the whole country was just taking Xanax. You know?
Right? It's such a great
it's
fucking
so
drug.
good for you. It's not addictive, and it just makes you strong.
But I wean myself off from whatever that first time is. Everything there is less and less, and then you get a couple nights where we're like, what about a Xanax? And you're like, no, I can't do that. And so then you gotta have 1 or 2 nights of those.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you're just like, I'm not sleeping great.
Yeah.
And then you just start sleeping great again. And so
This, by the way, it reminds me of Joey's note. If you eat way too high a dosage of edibles, which is what he does
Every day,
daily,
yeah.
he's like, no, you got to do. You take a baby Xanax, and I go, what do you mean? He goes, take the edge off. You know, that's the move.
He's
You
told
take
me.
like 500 milligrams, and then you just take a little baby Xanax, and then it's just smooth. And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, you had to do that, right?
Yeah, it didn't work at all.
Are you serious?
Fuck no. I was fucking losing my mind.
What was that like?
He went on stage with 1,000 milligrams in him.
He did?
Yeah. And then I was like, how did you get through that? He was like, that's why I wrapped it up. I was starting to freak out. But like, you never see it on him. Like, you don't ever see his panic. He says that he's actually freaking out.
I talked to Eric Andre about it. Eric Andre says if he does mushrooms, he likes to take a little Xanax to make sure it's a fun trip. But my problem is I don't know.
But you really are your heaviest right now, ever?
No, not ever. I have been heavier, but right now I cannot reel it in at night.
This reminds me of the funniest thing you said.
What?
So we had dinner. We were drinking. You were laying on the couch. You were remember I went and you're like, come on, fill it up. And I filled up your thing. And then we were talking about peptides and aging, and you were like, Leanne's fucking 50, and I go, I'm 41, and I go, I'm so much younger than you guys because you guys are all older than me, and I go, gosh, like I don't even know when will I be 50? And Leanne goes, well, in 9 years. And then you go, and you'll be like, no, she goes, you'll be 50 and I'll be almost 60. And you go, it's so gross. You're gross. It's so gross. And I couldn't stop laughing that you were calling her gross for aging.
I told you that we were somewhere that, and someone was saying, I know I'm going to get lit up for this. Someone goes, our friend's wife has gained like 150 pounds or something.
What?
Yeah, and our other friend's wife was an alcoholic, and I just was like, first off, if your spouse gains that much weight, you cheat on them. And Leanne goes, you're at your fattest right now. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize what I said.
Yeah, and then the other was
the other one was our friend's wife's an alcoholic, but she makes all the money. And I was like, well, no one's going to say anyone to an alcoholic who's making the money. They just keep their fucking mouth shut. And Leanne's like, realize what you're saying. By the way, can I tell you, I'm still upset. I talked about this in therapy. I'm still upset that we had a scenario where Leanne says, someone said, Bert, because everyone's moving out of LA. They said, Bert, hypothetical situation. If you were going to leave, where would you want to live? And I said, maybe Florida. And Leanne goes, hold on. We have not talked about this at all. And I went, there's a hypothetical situation. And she goes, yeah, I know, but I don't want to live in Florida. I go, yeah, but this is hypothetical. They didn't say, hey, Bert, dead serious, you have to move tomorrow. We're going to kill your whole family. And let me talk to Leanne. I go, it's a hypothetical fucking situation. What am I supposed to say? Oh, let me get back to you in a month after I've talked with Leanne about it and we've slept on it. I go, fuck, I got so pissed. She's been doing that so much to me lately.
Really?
Where she just jumps on me and goes.
You guys, by the way, are way more harsh with each other. That's one thing I noticed.
For real?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like the way you guys talk to each other. You're maybe it's a good thing. Like you guys are very direct and you're like.
Oh, it's Leanne.
Yeah.
Leanne has a thing called brutal honesty.
Brutal honesty. Like when she saw your play, like, you can't act.
You ain't a good actor.
Yeah.
You don't listen. And I was like, a lot of people just say it was great, and then just go on with it. She's like, well, why would I lie? I was like, a lot of people just lie. It makes it easier to be with people.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking so cool that this is who I'm falling in love with.
Yeah. And then like the whole thing, like, well, you're fat. You gotta lose weight. And
You're
like,
fat.
Jesus.
You're fat. Like, no, it's gross. And you're like, no, I see it too. She told me one time. She said something about running. She goes, well, running's just stupid. It's not working. And I went, what do you mean it's not working? She goes, it's not working. Look at you. And I was like, I know. She goes, you need to switch it up. You need to lift weights. You need to do something. It's just not working. This and spin class are bullshit. And I was like, you sound like Rogan. Like, that is what Joe says, is the spin class and the running is bullshit. You got to lift weights.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, did I marry a little fucking Rogan that just keeps it real? Like, you know,
Yeah.
Joe's fucking the realest dude you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he'll tell you straight
But
up.
he's direct.
Yeah, he's direct.
Leanne's direct, and I'm not direct at all. I would rather you feel good about yourself.
Right. And tell someone they look great. God. Wait, do you have the Lisa Left Eye pull? Oh,
What
my
happened?
God. Throw your headphones on.
Why? What did I say?
No, this was like, this I laughed so hard in the moment, but also even afterwards.
What is it?
It's a clip. It's a clip from when we did
our live show.
Will it play here? It will? Okay. When we
Very
did our live
nice.
show?
There you go.
Last one?
Am I drunk at this point?
I think so.
When we tell this story, we remember Lisa Left Eye says way more than we remember Andre Rice.
Let's hear it again.
When we tell this story, we remember Lisa Left Eye says way more than we remember Andre Rice.
I love that clip.
Holy shit. How fucked up
Lefty
was
left side loses
this
way
side?
more than Andrew Russell.
Let me stop recording this.
I wonder if I'm getting Alzheimer's.
You're not.
I wonder if I'm getting the. You know,
No,
Mike-
you're just drunk there.
You know, Michael J. Fox got Parkinson's at 29.
No, I didn't know he was that young.
That made me feel so much better about it because I was like, oh, so it would have already shown up already.
Parkinson's?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you have that.
I don't think I do now. You always wonder.
Yeah.
You know, like you get out of bed and you're like shaky. And
Man. I have a disease, genetics.
What disease?
No, there's so many people in my family
That
are
get bad diseases?
cancers. Yeah. So many.
We don't have it. No, there's no cancer in my family. Knock on fucking wood.
Just in the last 2 weeks, 2 people in my family got diagnosed with cancer.
Really?
Yeah. And it's already been other people, you know.
Why don't they have like a screening process early where you can just do
They
like,
do.
Oh, for real?
They can see if you have genetic
Wait,
markers for these
how's-
things.
Oh.
Well, shit, it was an hour ago. I can click exactly
Interesting about
the start.
multiplayers to game transition to scene.
However, when you crank up the ISO in the camera, what you'll
One, yeah,
find
that's
is that there is significantly more detail that is retained on the OLED because you're not being watched.
Save the. Let's call this bridge. Body. Also note that I'm not talking to the mic, therefore the noise sounds real bad. No buy. Oh, I didn't check. What was I doing? Oh, I was gonna delete this clip. It's still there. Well, it's only on the last 2, I think. Which is kind of weird, but if it did. I was gonna say it was put there on purpose to be like a crack from the whole thing, you know. That's what I'm gonna say. Just like how these are purposely lime green.
But they, like the way they do COVID, it's so nice to know you're in the clear.
Yeah.
I wish they did that. I wish they could just swab your nasal. They need more testing for more stuff. At-home testing. They need apps that test for shit.
Like what?
Like for cancer. If you have a cancer app and you just put your thumb on the thing and they're like, you're predisposed to cancer.
Yeah.
Or my thing's heart disease. That's how I'm going.
You are?
That's why I run so much. Yeah, I'm gonna have a heart disease or stroke. That's why I wake up every morning, check my face, smile, make sure I'm not having a stroke.
Yeah, because you were always worried about Bell's palsy too.
Still worried about Bell's palsy.
Why that specifically?
Because it's like you can't do stand up. You're just fucked until the Lord decides your face gets to work again.
Yeah.
Eddie Ifft got it, and he was, dude. I think Eddie Ifft got it in an airport.
Like it just struck him?
In the airport, he started going, "Girl, what the fuck's happening?"
Oh my God.
And he was like, "Hey, this is not cool."
That's really scary. It happened to Tony Gonzalez.
He had Bell's palsy?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that?
Mm-mm.
Like, pull up a picture of Tony Gonzalez, Bell's palsy.
I don't think he went out when he had it.
Let's see if we can find it. He didn't play. Did he mention? How did you know that he had it?
Because it was like reported. Yeah.
Oh my God, he looks like Sylvester Stallone there.
That is Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good-looking man.
Yep.
Who's he married to?
Her name is October.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
What a badass name.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a photo of him like that, but he definitely had it. If you go back to just results.
7 celebrities who had Bell's palsy. Scroll down. Go back. Scroll down. Go back. Scroll down.
Okay.
Scroll down. Over to the right where it looks like Bill Hicks is on there. 7 celebrities who had Bell's palsy. Let's see who they are.
Does it say who's that? Oh, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber. Okay.
Okay.
Then Pierce Brosnan. Wow.
Oh, dude,
he got it in his youth. It says. George Clooney.
George Clooney can get any of us.
He got it in middle school.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah. Scroll back up. It says. Oh, it was during the off season in 07. Yeah, he changed his diet.
Oh my God, you can get it from your diet?
I think so. There you go. Rick Savage. Def Leppard, Roseanne Barr. I didn't know she had that.
Roseanne Barr had Bell's palsy?
Stallone. Oh.
No, he got
Wait,
that
those
from-
are residual effects from his stupid slur and his smile.
No, his mom tried to abort him as a baby, and you didn't know this? This is
No.
true. His mom tried to get an abortion. I'm being serious.
Okay.
I check it. Google it. I think maybe I made this up.
Maybe you made this up.
Stallone abortion story. Okay, here we go.
Engage in it.
Engage in a heated argument. Thanks, Stallone.
You gotta read it out loud.
I know. I'm trying to read it and see if it's faked. Okay, that's not it. Go to just
Let me check
type in Sylvester Stallone face.
before I delete it.
Maybe it was a birth thing. Like when they were birthing him, they put claws on his face to pull him out,
Mhm.
and then that's what did it to his face.
But it just said that it was Bell's palsy.
It's not.
Okay.
See, due to complications during his birth, not an abortion. My bad. Go scroll. I can't see for the reason he has a snared lip and a startled smile.
Oh.
Yeah, it was from his birth. It was not his abortion.
Not his abortion.
It was not a failed abortion either. Shout out to Sylvester Stallone. I'm not a good listener.
So can you go back to
sake.
the Gonzalez diet change so we can see what?
Let's do it. I'll do it today.
Yeah. So
Can I just
but,
copy
like,
paste?
it's actually in the just back out to the previous.
I'll tell you right
that
now.
one and back and get
My
the
God,
actual.
really. See, that's why
Put me on a
I'm
diet. I'll do it
always
to a
check
T
previous.
if it includes FitVine.
Control C. There you go.
Okay, he decided to change
Now
his
it's everything in one.
usual menu, which included a lot of hamburger, steaks, French fries, milkshake. His diet was full of fats. He changed his entire approach to eating. Let's see what it says he went to though, because I know that. Yeah. So make that larger if you can. Okay. Doolin was a
Wow, that
nutritionist
looks
assigned to
silly.
Kansas City players
That
to make
works
sure they eat
very
right.
well.
When he was with the Chiefs, he went to her for ideas. It was a 2-year process to overhaul his dieting. What is he saying? Okay, let's talk about what's on his plate.
Oh, here we go. Fish, brown rice, veggies, fiber, nutrients, long-lasting energy.
And then let's see, plan a post-workout snack.
Ooh.
Chocolate milk, she said, is something that's perfect, really. Your muscles and need protein and milk has it. Drink it within 20 minutes of finishing your workout. Healthy eating and the right snack after working out. 2 keys to his plan.
Do you think Tony Gonzalez is the best-looking Mexican dude alive?
That's
Type
a
in
really
best-looking Mexican.
interesting
Best-looking
question.
Mexican. I bet Tony Gonzalez. Let's just real quick. Who do you think is best looking Mexican guys? Oh, I'm obsessed with Latino dudes getting haircuts right now. Have you ever seen that on Instagram? Latino dudes getting haircuts. I'm like, can watch it all day long.
I have not been watching that. Looks like there's a bunch
Hottest
of
Hispanic guys, not Hispanic guys. I want Mexican guys.
best looking Mexican guys.
There's
Well,
gotta
I
be
think,
good-
just so you know, I think Tony is multi-ethnic. You know,
His last name's Gonzalez.
Yeah, but-
Ooh, Mario Lopez.
very good.
Mario
looking guy.
Lopez is fucking hot.
Yeah. He's
Okay, go to. There's got to be a website that shows. Go to the main page. All.
Mhm.
There's got to be top 10. Okay, there we go. Found on the web. Pull them up. Let's see. Aaron Diaz from E Online. Mario Lopez. Gael Garcia
Bernal.
Good. Pull up Gael.
You know him.
No, I don't. I've never heard of him.
He's a famous actor. You've seen him
Let me see him,
before.
let me
If you
see him,
see
let me
his
see him.
image, you'll recognize him.
No, what's he in?
I mean, dozens of movies. I don't know.
I don't recognize him there. He kind of looks like
Okay.
Gael. Amores Perros. Y
Yeah.
Tu Mama Tambien.
Yeah.
Nope. I've never seen one of those fucking movies. He's got to be in. Is he in one that it was released on Netflix or something?
Yeah,
Coco. I saw that, but he's not in it.
Okay.
I have not seen one of these fucking movies.
I'm sure you've seen him.
I've never seen. Hold on. Go back. You tell me about Letters to Juliet. Did you see it?
I didn't see Letters
Okay.
to Juliet.
Tell me about Bad Education. You did not see that either.
But
Keep
I did
scrolling.
see the first three you mentioned.
Which ones?
Amores Perros y Tu Mamá
Yeah, because you
También.
speak Spanish.
No, those were like huge movies.
Y
Huge.
Tu Mama Tambien?
Yeah, that was like in American theaters and everything. Yeah.
And it's subtitles?
Yeah.
What are the odds I'm going to fucking watch that?
I didn't think about that.
Exactly. Motorcycle Diaries? I know that's about Che Guevara.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch it.
Okay.
2004, I was busy having kids. Mozart in the Jungle? Didn't watch that. That was
No.
a TV show apparently.
Go to his IMDb. It's easier to.
Yeah. By the way, I'm no joke.
Yeah.
There's not one of these movies that I've seen.
I don't know, man. I feel like let's look at this list.
Is he in like any James Bond any
Hold on.
movies? Kindergarten Teacher, Coco, I Saw His Heart, Lunch, Salt and Fire, You're Killing Me, Susanna, Desierto, Eva Doesn't
That's-
Sleep,
I'm
Zoom,
so
Rosewater,
tired
Ardo,
from looking at
Vamps,
this
No,
fucking
Casa de
bridges,
mi
man.
Madre, fucking Zilla at the
Oh
Loneliest
my
Planet.
God.
Tom, not one of these fucking movies
Okay.
is anything anyone's ever seen.
No,
He's
that's-
a good-looking dude. He's a good-looking dude. He just needs to get into some movies. All right.
Okay. Great review.
Good-looking guy.
It has never worked. I got it. So
Okay. So Ryan Guzman. Who's he? He's fucking striking.
He's a good looking guy.
I love his ears.
Got nice ears.
He's got like interesting ears that looks like he was like they almost did it like that.
Oh,
at
look, he's
birth.
got like the wrestler ear there on the right.
Yeah.
His right ear. Look at that black and white there. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's like that wrestler ear.
Dude, that's badass. If they could do that in cosmetic surgery, I'd have that done to my ears.
And just be like, yeah, I wrestled in college.
I almost lost my finger.
People are like, oh, really? Be like,
We might
yeah.
have just come up with $1 million idea.
Fuck up your ears so that you can say you
not,
wrestled?
But not bad so you can't hear and not bad so they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just like a little sexy Guzman fold.
Yeah.
Little Guzman fold. We'll call it the
Guzman fold.
Guzman
Can I get a
Gage.
Guzman fold?
Can I get a Guzman fold? ¿Cómo se dice fold in español?
I don't know. I don't remember.
So what do you do with your clothes? You just throw them in the drawer?
That's a good question.
Wait, what if we just found that Spanish people don't fold clothes?
No, they do.
They just...
I've got one. So
we just use hangers.
Oh yeah, doblar. So dobles. Yeah, yeah. Dame el Guzman.
Dobles. Guzman dobles, ¿eh? ¿Cómo se dice Guzman dobles? Guzman dobles.
El doble Guzman.
¿El dobles Guzman? Ah, sí, qué linda. What are you doing?
See. I'm texting a guest. Don't say who it is. Future guest for Tom Talks.
Guzman?
No, it's not.
Gabriel Galeazzi?
No, but I'd love to have him on.
Okay, go back to hot Mexican dudes.
Go back to hot Mexican dudes.
By the way, we're blowing Jay Hernandez, Smoke Show.
Yeah.
Diego Boneta.
Uh-huh.
Don't know who that is. Let me see Diego Boneta.
Why?
I'm going to pass.
Fuck's sake.
He looks like he kind of looks like he's like not dangerous. Like he's got like a.
You want a little. You want like a narco factor.
No, you know what I want? I want young Benicio del Toro factor. There was a smokiness in Benicio del Toro's eyes.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
I knew that.
Okay.
He plays Mexican a lot though.
They'll just give him a lot of Latin work. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Type in. All right. Let's go. Fucking. You be honest.
He's the fucking man.
Is there one dude on that list?
Yeah.
That could go toe to toe with young Benicio del Toro? Young
I don't
Benicio
know,
del Toro is
man.
the fucking. I remember dating a chick that had fucked Benicio del Toro in a parking lot outside a liquor store. And that turned me on so much. I was like, I just want sloppy.
Can you imagine what his list is like of women he fucked in parking lots?
Oh, bro. We need to get him for our next live show.
Yes.
Benicio, hey, put that down on the list. Benicio del Toro. And you know he speaks Spanish. You can just fucking loosen him up with that shit.
No, he speaks fluent English.
No,
too.
but it's also, don't you guys connect when you guys speak Spanish?
Sure,
with each other?
sometimes.
Yeah. Benicio del Toro. Give me a fucking.
How does the Fortnite tree look
yeah,
like?
Yeah. Let's scroll through these pictures. Look at those fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pay hardcore money to watch his hair get cut.
Okay.
Oh, look at this one. This one's James Bond. That's when he was in License to Kill. That's when I first discovered Benicio del Toro, and I was like, this guy's fucking fascinating.
Was he the bad guy in that?
Yeah, he's the bad guy, and he got cut on the lip, and he like did one of these like.
Fortnite Maze.
Yeah.
His acting choices are so good.
He's a great actor.
I wonder what he's like to hang out with.
I bet he likes to tie one on.
Okay.
He's got those vibes. Tushy is the perfect gift for anyone with a butt. And trust me,
Bro.
I take more dumps than
What's the
anyone.
face called?
And my ass is always a disaster.
Huh.
I hate just wiping with paper and just smearing shit all over yourself. And you're wasting paper and you're a disgusting mud-covered mess. These guys came up with such an easy thing to do. You just put this Tushy adapter right on the back of your toilet. The water, by the way, it isn't dirty caca water. It's clean water. And it hoses down your absolutely filthy ass after you take a runny or mushy or even a solid dump, which is rare. So get a Tushy. It starts at just $79 and hose off your ass. You save 80%. You use 80% less toilet paper when you use one of these. Go to hellotushy.com/bears. Get 20% off your order and free shipping until December 6th.
Now,
hellotushy.com/bears. Get 20% off your order and free shipping
box.
until December 6th.
Before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Me and you get to pick besties in 3 categories. We're gonna make we're gonna start our own little rat pack of actors, but we got to be more diverse. So we need a Latino actor, a black actor, and an Asian actor.
Do you feel like that you brought up good-looking Mexican guys because you think they should get the vaccine first?
No, I was incorrect. I thought that's what, when they said the morality of the vaccine, I thought they were talking about like what race should get it first. And Leanne goes, no, they're talking about old people versus young people. And I went, oh. I was like, I didn't know that's, why is that important? And she was like, that's who's spreading it and who it's killing.
Yeah.
And I went, oh. Because I've been hearing the news, and all I hear is the Latino community in LA is the most affected.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, well, give it to them first. I didn't realize that young people are getting it, and they're the reason that it's being spread.
Yeah.
So it's irresponsible to give it. I didn't. By the way, I'm half listened to all of this information.
This sounds about right.
And so, if you give it to young people, you stop the spread of the virus because they're the ones going out to bars and going, "It's not real. It doesn't affect us." So if you give it to young people, that helps it. But then if you give it to old people, that's actually irresponsible. I don't know. I wasn't really.
Why is it
listening.
irresponsible to give it to old people?
I have no fucking idea. I listened to this not German guy, but the most boring British guy who didn't have a good wireless connection.
Oh, and they cut out every.
Yeah, and it cut out, and I was like, I don't know what you're saying, and I'm barely listening. And then the girl he's talking to was hot, but she had an American accent. And I was like, you're not that hot with an American accent. If you had a British accent, she would be a fucking 10.
Yeah.
But with an American accent, she was a fucking 6.
Yeah.
And so
Is that how you break down the news usually?
By the way, that's what I was doing listening to this news. Is like, ugh.
Yeah.
She sounds like she's just from like Kansas.
Yeah.
And
sure.
so, but that's the that's the morality of the vaccine is who gets it first.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, they're saying give it to young people. It's amazing that my brain immediately, because I've been hearing so much about who is affected. And I think, can I tell you, I think the other thing that's bothering me is that I feel like there is such hypocrisy in the white, liberal, wealthy community of this virus. I think they preach this.
There definitely is. I mean, you can start with the governor of this state.
Yeah.
That fucking cocksucker was at the French Laundry with a group of 12 or 14. There's photos that were released. And he's sitting there telling everybody, you know, stay home, don't gather in groups larger than 6. And then he's out there fucking around at the best restaurant in the world. I mean, look, I'm not, I understand the attraction of going there, but he's, he was there with a large group.
See, that's what
you're the fucking governor.
That's
dickhead.
what first. They're all the people that are going to go, oh, yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
I'm important.
I'm important. And then the people that will get it last is like
the people in the most
the people that are most affected to it.
Yeah.
The girl that's working at CVS the other night at 2 a.m. when I go in and I have a toothache, that girl, I'm a fucking more teeth problem, by the way.
Wait, what's your tooth problem?
I fucking don't want to get into it. Is that my dentist said, well, this is a shit show. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, we're going to have to do some grafting and removing skin. And this is going to be a process. And I was like, you just convinced me not to deal with it. And so I stopped dealing with it.
That's going to go well. Not dealing with it. Don't you think it's going to be worse that way?
Yeah, I'm certain. And I'm hoping that maybe, I was hoping we take a ride in the McLaren in those hills and we just die. And then my last thought would be, at least I don't have to go to the fucking dentist. My point being, I saw this as when I heard the morality clause, I saw this as a socioeconomic issue as opposed to a age issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that it had nothing to do with socioeconomics. But I still think.
But I think you're right. I think
poor people are going to get less.
Yeah, I think it does.
And you look at the Latino American community, or just Latino community in LA, that's who's getting hit the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Is because every single fucking Mexican person in LA is still working every goddamn day and isn't put in the safest conditions. Now, I'm not sounding like I'm virtue signaling, but that's when Leanne brought that up. I went, Mexicans, they get it first.
Yeah. And
she was like, wait, what? I was like, white people get it last. White people get it last. And then I wrote a joke about it on Twitter. I said, short people should get it first because they're in everyone's breath. And then I didn't realize that short people get really upset by that shit.
They do?
Being called short and being caught up in everyone's breath. And then tall people are just like, yeah, man, I'm breathing fresh air all day. 6'6", son.
God, it would be the best to be that tall.
No, not at all. And that's the other thing with having a big dick. I don't want to have a big dick. I think we got perfect dicks.
You don't want one?
No.
Why?
I got the one I want, and I got the one I'm happy with.
Why is
it
that?
is mockable. Like, if you saw it, you would mock it.
Yeah.
And if there are pictures of it online, I would be mortified of it.
I have pictures of it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I think Netflix does too. But I like my dick. I saw this porn black dude, like legit 12-inch dick.
Mm-hmm.
Legit 12-inch dick. The girl could barely get the head of it in her mouth.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Doesn't that get you so hard, though, when you see that?
When she's just like...
When she's like, I can't make it fit.
Yeah, but think about that poor guy. He's never had a girl literally just put their whole dick in their mouth and then swish it around.
No swishing.
Like, I mean, he's not like... Leanne can get, like... She can't deep throat me, but, like, I get the head of my dick in her mouth 100%.
Yeah.
By the way, make that a t-shirt.
So you wouldn't want, though, to have one that's just like...
I know, and it doesn't even get all the way hard.
Oh, the super huge dick.
When you have a big... Type in the problems with a big dick. And let's make everyone feel good about their small dicks.
Okay.
The problems...
And also you can email us with your big dick problems.
But send a picture.
Well, you don't have to.
Send a picture.
Well, they might be reluctant to.
Your big dick going like this.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do with this huge dick? Yeah, make people feel good about their regular sized dicks. Okay, this is how it is. What does it say here? Sometimes you're left scrambling for bars. What's it say? Oh, she was doubled over in pain after we finished. Looking back, I don't know how we avoided the emergency room. So yeah, you're hurting people.
And you know what you become? You become a trophy fuck.
Yeah.
Is that girls start talking? Who do I know that has a really big dick?
The average flaccid penis is between 3.5 to 4 inches, while the average erection falls between 4.5 to 6.5 range.
I'm at the top.
Yep.
And then, by the way, it's a big dick for average people.
Yeah.
But it's not a big dick. Trust me.
From what you can determine, if your penis is larger than 8 inches in length when erect, it puts you in the top 2% of people in the world.
Wow.
So that's you're like you said, you're like a Todd met this guy. Falcon's big penis. You're hurting people.
And you know what you become? You become a trophy fuck.
Yeah.
Is that girls start talking? Who do I know that has a really big dick?
The average flaccid penis is between 3.5 to 4 inches, while the average erection falls between 4.5 to 6.5 range.
I'm at the top.
Yep.
And by the way, it's a big dick for average people.
Yeah.
But it's not a big dick. Trust me.
From what you can determine, if your penis is larger than 8 inches in length when erect, it puts you in the top 2% of people in the world.
Wow.
Why?
So that's not working. Yeah. You're like you said. You're like a Todd met this guy measures 10 inches erect. Jordan one-ups him by about an inch, and Falcon, that's the guy. He has a 13.5-inch dick at full mast. Falcon's big penis has been documented on HBO, Rolling Stone, Howard Stern. He has pledged to donate his massive member to the Icelandic Phallological Museum when he dies.
That's a trip we need to take.
Oh my God.
Note to self: hit up Iceland.
He says, let's say in his 20s, he was like a kid in the candy store. But eventually, the burden starts to overshadow the blessing. When guys tell me they wish they had my penis, they look up to me from a sexual alpha male point of view. But what percentage of your life do you spend actually using your penis for sex? Keep scrolling.
He's got to jog with that.
Right.
thing.
Take something as simple as riding a bike. It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare?
Yep. Where do I put my penis when I'm on a bike seat? I have to keep my legs closed, but they're constantly rubbing. I end up sitting on it. If I want to go for a nice ride, the pain distracts from the euphoria of the journey itself. In a public urinal, if I'm not careful, my penis will hang down and touch the edge of the urinal or in the water.
Like an elephant drinking.
He's a germaphobe.
Keep
then
going.
There's the
This is
condom
awesome.
conundrum. He uses
Condoms.
the largest possible condom, and it only covers half of his dick. Keep going. When you constantly have to keep one hand on your rubber to make sure you slip off during sex, it takes the fun out of the process. My penis is thicker than my wrist, so girls have to adjust to the girth, but I've met very few people who can handle the width.
He can put a watch on his dick.
Oh my God. There's a lot of
Keep going. This makes me feel so good about my dick.
God, telling a woman about your penis size is just awkward in itself. A girl doesn't want to feel like she has to have sex differently with you. She wants to just go with the flow and not stop because she's in pain. Okay. Everybody feel better now?
He has a 3-month no sex rule. I'll tell a girl I want to wait a few months before we do it to weed out the women who are just interested in him for his dick.
Oh my God. I feel like I've been used for my penis in the past. Oh my God. Yeah, most of us don't have that story. You're just using me for my
Can we
huge
put a
dick.
name to a face or a face to it? I want to see a picture of this dude.
Oh yeah, there's lots of pictures
Let me
of
see it.
this guy. His name, what's his full name? It says it there, I'm sure, at the top. Jonah Falcon, that's his name. Jonah Falcon penis, and it'll come up if you Google that.
I bet if you just type in Jonah Falcon, it'll come up.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, it's like his SAT scores.
That's him.
He is. Hold on, he's white.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Let's see his dick. I'd like to see his dick,
I
please.
mean, look at it in those bike shorts right there. That's,
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think he'd like, no slight on Jonah, but like.
I mean, look at that. Look at him in those bike shorts, the white ones.
Wait, I want to see his
that
dick, guys. Does he not show his dick to people?
He's shown it. He's shown it. Yeah.
Let's see
I've
it.
seen it in the documentary. He's in a documentary about it.
That's not his dick. Is that me? Scroll up. Is that Tom Rhodes?
I don't know who that is.
What if we found a Tom Rhodes sex tape or all this, like randomly looking? Someone type in to go to Pornhub and go Jonah Falcon.
All right.
And this is how we'll. He jerks off with 2 hands.
These are not him. I swear he has dick pics because he's done documentaries. He's been in doc. Oh my God, is that him? That is him. So it's flaccid right now, though. His
Okay.
balls look like fucking grapefruits too, man. He's totally flaccid.
He can pull it.
Yeah.
He can put it in his own ass.
Looks like he can.
Well, maybe it's because he plays with it so much. It
I
gets so
don't think
big.
so. I think he was.
he can put it in his own asshole.
Yeah, look at the size of his balls.
By the way, is this the kind of guy that like his dick's so big that sexuality doesn't mean anything to him?
It seems like that was part of the message here. I mean,
that like he's shoving his dick in his own ass. He's shoving. I'm trying this tonight.
Good luck.
I can't go over my balls like that. I'm gonna have to go around
Holy
them.
shit.
Like
I
they're
think
taking
we got
a
it.
shortcut. No, we haven't. I want to see the whole dick in his ass. Look at him.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you fuck yourself in the ass?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Does it get hard? Is it just soft the whole time?
I think in this video, but oh no, he's gonna jack himself off. I didn't know what we were watching here. Hey Jonah, what's up, dude?
Oh, he
Jesus.
just came.
I problem solve with styrofoam. My world revolves around the black
After putting his dick in his
hole.
ass.
The same black hole that's in place of my soul, all empty. I feel so goddamn
I do think
empty. I
Look how
may
happy he
go
is. By the
road,
way-
don't tempt
By
me.
the way, that is like
big
this is the most
bullet
Hey,
weirdest
real quick,
interview.
back out of that and
Don't
see if there's any
send
more.
me out of the...
Hey,
Give
would
me
you
a
share that
real,
on Facebook real quick?
give me a real.
okay. Do you see the
life
one-
stuff,
wait,
shit is getting
the
real.
one go
Don't know how
down,
to
middle,
fail.
that one right
all these
there.
fails.
Yeah.
That's the real
Look
feel.
at him right there.
Oh, he's skinnier.
Right, but also that's his flaccid dick right there. You see? Like that's.
Might as well click that picture. I mean, why are we just doing it half screen?
Good point.
That's the same size. And it's right behind the camera. I feel like I'm in Boogie Nights. Scroll up, please.
Oh, there
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
no, I want to see his face. Can you? The camera's right in
I
front
know,
of
but
that fucking
they
screen.
can't. He probably can't
I know.
manipulate.
There
it,
we
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Wow, that goes past his tan line.
Yeah. My dick doesn't look like that.
Not at all. Hey, how about this for a challenge?
What's up?
I know we need to end this soon, but how about this for a challenge? We do tasteful nudes. And the person that does the best tasteful nude, post them online, that gets the most votes wins. Tasteful.
What? Wait. What part of you knowing me thinks that I'm going to be like, that is a really good idea. Let's do that.
Okay. Here's what I realized. This is what our challenges need to be. Yeah. That was good, by the way, wasn't it?
That was, I mean,
wasn't bad.
I wouldn't have drank as much as you, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
I have a problem with impulse. I like to fill it up. Tasteful nudes. Tasteful nudes. We shoot this before January.
I'm not going to do tasteful nudes. I will direct you in an adult scene with a professional.
How about this? What if we do, let's type in #1 selling calendars. Let's do a calendar, a 2 Bears 1 Cave calendar that we can sell on our website.
Why does that
for
work? I
starting
don't
January.
understand.
We got to put it in production quick, okay? And then that'll be a great Christmas present. Maybe Christmas is a little late, but that'll be a great. Type in #1 best-selling calendars. Jeopardy. Pooping? What's pooping?
Pooping pooches.
Like we'll do we'll be firemen in one, right?
Mhm.
So we'll do like firemen.
You really want to do this?
Yeah, we'll do firemen in one, and then we'll be like naughty cops. It's like male strippers.
Right.
And we'll do 12 different styles each month. So like October will be in Lederhosen, right? But like sexy.
Our dicks are out on
No,
each
no, 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 no,
oh.
no, just sexy. Sexy. It's for all the Bear fans we have, like the gay dudes and women.
Okay.
And regular dudes too. I think we're gonna enjoy it.
I think regular dudes would love that.
I think
that's
and it's a great present to get somebody.
I mean, it sounds like you're saying that a gay dude can't be a regular dude, but I get what you're saying.
I meant regular. God damn it. I meant regular. When I meant regular, I mean 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So like 6 feet tall guys. Yeah, yeah.
They're the regular ones.
Yes.
So we do. Okay, real quick. I know we're wrapping this up, but people, here we go. January. What's our theme for January? What's January give you? It's got to be like sexy snowsuits, right?
Yeah, it's winter themes.
Sexy
Yeah.
snowsuits.
So are we always touching each other in the photos?
No, we're seeing it. Like we're like.
You know what January would be good for?
What?
A sauna shot.
Sauna shot?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
You're in the sauna.
Hey, are you writing these down, Nadav?
Yup.
Okay, he's not writing them down. I
He's
don't
writing
think.
them down.
Okay, it's January is sauna. February?
Don't make me turn on the
You know
pasty.
what I'm thinking?
What?
Black History Month.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Valentine's Day.
Oh, Valentine's Day. Write down Valentine's Day. It's probably better than where I was going with this.
Okay.
Probably a lot better. Valentine's Day. February is Valentine's
I'm
Day.
really
So to be Cupids.
young.
March is basketball.
March Madness.
March Madness.
Okay.
Tell me what else do you think about with March?
I mean, March is. I usually think about we're gonna be getting into spring, right? It's like the end of.
Okay. You guys could be googling these months too and seeing what.
April
showers.
Good.
So it's golden showers. We're pissing on each other.
Okay.
No, but we are kind of pissing on each other, but with hoses.
April's Easter.
Oh, two bunnies.
Two bunnies.
Two
yeah.
bunnies.
Yep.
April, May, January, February, March, April, May.
You have to go like
May.
that to get
Yeah,
after.
yeah. What's May? May Day. May Day. Type in May Day.
May Day.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
Cinco de Mayo. How about Cinco
de Mayo? Yeah, we dress up as Mexicans.
Okay.
All right.
June.
June is
beginning of summer.
June gloom.
June
So
gloom.
Goth. We'll dress as goth.
Okay.
Okay, goth. All right. January, February, March.
July, America.
4th of July.
Yeah,
red, white, and blue,
red, white,
like
and
hard
blue.
glue.
We're shooting guns and fucking drinking beer. Dicks are out.
Yep.
Yeah.
August is windy.
No.
Nope. August. What is August? Type in August. August.
Okay.
August.
There's images of the word August. Jesus.
No,
Do we have to get another guy on this thing?
We'll just write the word August on our stomach.
Okay, how about notable days in the month of August? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I break this.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, here we go. Girlfriend's Day, Friendship Day, August 2nd. That's got to be it, man. Oh, there's also Chocolate Chip Day, though, so that's going to be tough to turn that one down. Oyster Day, Root Beer Float Day, Happiness Day, International Day of World's Indigenous Peoples Day. Fuck that. Let's do...
Type in... We'll put August
It's
on
Friendship
hold.
Day.
It's
August 2nd is Friendship Day. We got to do the Friendship one.
Friendship Day. That's
Yeah.
where we'll do our, like...
Okay. September. Just swap out the word and type in
Wait.
September there.
But I think you should go... What's September?
September we have
known
Labor
for?
Day.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that no?
Right? Yeah.
What's Labor Day?
Who gives a fuck? It's just a notable thing. So, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Okay.
We got that already for May.
Yeah. Bring your manners to work day.
I think you should go into Wikipedia into the month and then see like what that month's known for.
There's a good one. That's a good note. Good search note.
Yeah. There we go. September is the 9th month.
We got that part.
Summer break. Go scroll back here. We're missing it.
Oh my God, we should do a summer break one for August. August should be like it's like a summer, like water slides.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
okay.
mean? The
August
beach.
August. Yeah. August is our summer month.
Yeah.
September is the beginning of fall, right?
It is.
So we should do
Flannels.
Flannels. Ralph Lauren.
And we're chopping wood.
Chopping wood. September, chopping wood. Ralph Lauren.
Lumberjack. That's
Lumberjack.
good. Okay.
October is sober.
Obviously.
We'll do sober October.
I was thinking like Halloween.
Halloween.
Costumes.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. November's my birthday, so it'll be everything Bert.
Or Thanksgiving.
We could do Thanksgiving for November.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, we got big turkeys.
Yep.
And then December is...
Inshallah, Jesus is born.
I was going to say Kwanzaa, but fine, we'll go with yours. Just Christmas. We'll really own the part of excluding people from other religions on this calendar.
Are we gonna do a Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, or
why don't
two
we do
Santas?
Santa Claus, but why don't we just do Jesus? And like a bunch of people around Jesus wishing him happy birthday.
Yeah, like regular people, or like do you want to do like the three wise men kind of thing?
Jesus got a cake and it says 33 is like a 33 candles.
Oh, it's an older Jesus.
It's Jesus right before they killed him, and it's 33 candles, right? And he's about to blow them out, and they're like, make a wish, but I'd wish not to be crucified if I were you.
So maybe he's like this, and then we're standing next to him, and I have like a nail and a hammer, and then you have the wood, and we're like, we're about to put you up,
and
bro.
Jesus is like this, about to blow out the candles, and we're like,
we're about to fuck this guy up.
We should probably brainstorm on what the exact thematics of these would be.
But this is a really good idea.
I think this could make a lot of money. January Sun. By the way, these are all just little placeholders because we might really come in and fine tune these. I thought April was 2 dummies. It says bunnies. Goth. Okay.
We got to wrap this up.
It's an hour and 30 today.
There's a lot of fun. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. Emails: 2bears1cave.
Oh, I just licked the mic.
Right?
2bears1cave@gmail.com.
2bears1cave@gmail.com.
I want your big dick frowny pics.
Big dick problems should be your subject line. And, you know, if you have a legit one, I mean, people are going to write.
Never watch another thing again. What is this though? I gotta watch that. Cannot watch.
Happy Cyber Monday.
That's
Do you
copyrighted.
want a Bad Friends merch tie-dye shirt or hoodie? They're restocked, baby. So go to badfriendsmerch.com. That's the only place to get official Bad Friends gear. Or just go right down below in the merch bar. You can see there's going to be all the stuff restocked. So happy shopping.
You two are bad friends.
Who are these two idiots?
A white dude and an Asian dude. You two are disgusting.
Well, you two are something.
We're bad friends.
What did you watch last night?
Well, it was a movie called
As
The
the
Dark and
night
and,
change from where
I didn't know. I've never heard anything about it. So, you know, I saw it on iTunes. I was like, I'll look at some reviews. And, like, I saw 30 reviews on YouTube. So I bought it. I watched it last night. Oh, it's so good.
The Dark and the Wicked.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in it?
No one that you would know, but it's a lot of white people.
No, I know a lot of white people.
I know, but there's so many white people. You don't know all the white people.
You don't know. We kind of know each other.
Not all the whites.
Well, name one.
I don't even know their names. I mean, I'd never seen them
look it up.
before.
The Dark and the Wicked.
But it's like, it's basically, I'll just tell you the premise of the movie.
Ooh. By the way, Mayor in Ireland, know her. Michael Abbott Jr., I know him. Julie Oliver Touchstone, Lynn Andrews, Tom Nowicki, Michael Zaxt.
You know all those guys.
I know all these buds.
From your white meetings?
Yeah, my white meeting. My
Yeah,
white,
yeah,
my
your
late
Zoom
night
white
white
meeting,
meetings.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you do your Zoom, when you do your Zoom white meeting, is there like a billion fucking little slots there?
Well, there's not a billion of us.
There's not a billion white people?
I don't think so.
I'm sure there is.
Well,
it feels because your egos are so big.
Well,
it seems like a billion.
There's 375 million
Americans.
Americans.
Yeah.
How
And
many?
then-
How many of them are white?
Probably, I would say.
The dominant majority.
45%.
You think less than less than 50?
I think that minorities or ethnic people collectively
Make up more than whites?
I think so.
Okay, so then we're 40%.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you guys complaining that you're the minority? Sounds like we're the minority, pal.
What we collectively we have joined forces
Well,
like
then
the
you guys
Avengers,
need-
like the Avengers.
You should. To take on the Great White Ghost.
Maybe you're right. We're complaining too much.
You were
But the Dark and the Wicked is about.
Save.
So it's in the country. It's so scary.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to a farm, I'm scared, as it is.
I don't want to go anywhere near farms.
I know, me either.
Oh, they're
Like
gross.
I've done road gigs where I've driven by farms.
As the
and I'll be with a
night
comic and they go,
change.
"Let's go touch a cow." I go, "Fuck that."
Nope.
Fuck that cow.
Nope.
Yeah. I go, "Moo, fuck you, moo, moo, foo." And I just don't trust it. And so
crazy shit happens on Children of the Corn.
Well, even real things like Ed Gein.
Ed Gein Farmhouse.
Farmhouse.
Who else? What else? What else was Farmhouse crazy stuff?
George.
George is born in a farm.
Yeah, so
without a
that's all I
top.
need to know. So basically it's in a farmhouse, and so this older couple, probably in
We
their
will
70s,
still
right?
be
The father's sick,
friends
so he's like kind of in hospice in house, in the house, dying. He's got tubes in the.
Yeah.
There's a nurse there. Right, and then the mother
Information leaker had I could show
is
all my
telling her
teachers.
two adult children not to come, but they come anyway.
Don't come. Daddy's ain't gonna make. He's not gonna
No,
last.
no, something else. Don't come. I can't tell you what it is.
Oh, don't give it.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But don't come, cause shit's going down all around here.
Well, then you're gonna come. That sounds fun. What's going on?
No, like levitating.
Oh.
Levitations.
Okay.
Shit moving around. So, but they come anyway, like white people do. Because if my dad called, don't come. All right.
Okay, bye.
But yeah, no.
Right back to video games.
No, but you right? I mean, if your parents said don't come, would you come?
Well, no, yeah, that is white instinct. I would go, why? Why don't you want me to come? Something happened.
Yeah, Asian instinct is we trust you.
Yeah.
There's something going on. You don't have to explain it.
I'll go the other
But there's
way.
a gut instinctual thing going on.
Yeah,
right?
we go home.
Yeah. That's why I have to add another point of view. That's why I don't like now Asian horror movies.
Why?
Because the characters in the Asian horror movies don't seem as scared.
Right. Someone's like, ah, and they're just like, oh.
No, but like if there's zombies, right? We'll fight back.
Yeah.
Oh, zombie, right? And they'll pick up a sword. Hi, right? Whereas white people would run.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't seem as scared to me.
And who lives? The whites. The whites live.
That's true.
And the Asians are like, ah, and they get bit and
true.
eaten.
So back to The Dark and the Wicked.
Yeah.
The adult children come, right? And then well, it's not.
You can't give anything away.
I'm not gonna give it away, but can I describe a scene?
Well, that's giving it away.
I know, but it's not the plot of the point of the movie. I think it's in the trailer.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's late at night. Let me just say, if this happened to you, what would you do?
Okay.
Okay. Your mom decides at midnight to chop vegetables.
Oh, I'm leaving.
No, really? Write you down that?
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Why
yeah.
How to change opacity in Unity? No, Unreal Engine 4.
What's going on, guys? We are back in our flat place where they need to be. For example, this fence looks like it's transparent in all of these little gaps. Alright, so let's get started on how to do that. I'm going to go to our independent texture seamless, and like you can do whatever you want. This is what actual metal any other map.
I don't learn how you do texturing, fam.
Alpha's set. There it is. Right click it, and we're going to create material with it. Is set it to masked, and then drag this channel, your alpha channel, to opacity mask. And there you go. That's pretty much done. If you have seen my other tutorials, you'll understand how to do a tiling texture, but I'll do it anyway. So hold U and left click, you'll get a texture coordinate, and then connect that up to your UVs, and then just set this how high you want to then tile your texture across. Let's apply that. Get
So
the
I'm doing it
material
right, I
made and
think.
apply it to this, and done. We have successfully made the alphas for our map. It's not very pretty at the moment because there's no normals or roughness on it, or even a metalness map, but it was quickly showing you how to do the alpha mask. The one over there does. But yeah, that's pretty much how you set up your alpha masks. I hope this helped anyone that didn't know how to do it or didn't know how to just set it up in Unreal. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you want me to do a tutorial on something you don't know how to do. Thank you very much, and bye bye.
Hi everyone, if you are a Blender user and you want to learn Unreal Engine, then this tutorial is made for you. In this tutorial, we will go over Unreal Engine, but with a focus on its similarities and differences with Blender. That's how you can easily transfer your skills from Blender into Unreal Engine. And at the end of this tutorial, we will also create this open world environment you see right now. So we will go over some of the fundamentals of Unreal Engine first, like level creation, creating PBR materials, and most importantly, how to bring your Blender creations into Unreal Engine. And then we will go over the fundamentals of lighting and create this real-time architectural visualization scene to demonstrate how to achieve photorealistic lighting in Unreal Engine. And finally, of course, at the end of the tutorial, we will make a large-scale environment with an ancient shrine to the Suzanne monkey head, and also a golden hour version of it. Now, do not be intimidated. Unreal Engine and Blender actually share a lot more in common than you think. And that's because Blender Eevee is inspired in a lot of ways by Unreal Engine. So without ever having used Unreal Engine before, you're probably already familiar with a lot of the tools Unreal Engine uses. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. So this is what we see when we open up Unreal, which is the Unreal Project browser. Real quickly, to download Unreal, you need the Epic Games Launcher, and then go into the Unreal section, choose an engine version, and download and install it. I'm going to be using 4.25 for now on, but you can use pretty much whatever version you want to use. So if I go into here, we can select any recent projects, or we can create our own project using templates. And templates are pretty cool because if I go into games, I can click on first person and we get a first person game automatically. So that's pretty cool, but I'm just going to be using blank for now. And then if I hit next, we get a bunch of project settings and we could generate a new project, give it a name.
Looks awful. I don't know what to do with these fucking bushes.
So I'm going to keep everything as default right now, except make sure with starter content is selected because we'll be using some of the starter content to help us get started.
I have no idea what to do with these bushes.
And I'm going to save this in my desktop because I want easy access to all the files.
It doesn't look right.
Project.
I know that for
and
sure.
I'm going to give it a name. I'll just call it my
like this looks sick.
project.
Then there's the bushes, no detail.
This is what you should see when you open up an Unreal project for the first time. Now, before we jump into our 3D
I could go all the way into adventure, like
we first have to go over the content
constructed
browser,
park
window
type
down
of
here,
vibes, and
because
just do
it's pretty important, and how Unreal organizes its
just
project
do like
compared to Blender.
wooden walls.
So Blender files operate off of a process called linking.
That could work.
So essentially, a Blender file can link to an asset located somewhere on your computer disk. And this is great because
this
multiple
goes
Blender
up,
files can share
that's
the
just
same
pop
asset.
out of the
And
quick
these
acid.
assets could be anywhere from a texture to sound to even other Blender files. And this has a lot of pros, namely that your Blender files will save a lot of memory. So I rarely see Blender go above 10 megabytes. And you also create your own file management system, so it's very customizable.
I don't know.
Now there are some cons. That is, you can easily break your link.
Are you up chopping vegetables at midnight?
Right.
What are you doing?
And then what kind of kid are you to not go, what are you doing?
Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah, we don't. You're making the pot roast now? Right. So this is what,
in silence, right? She was cutting.
So
in
they go to
silence.
bed, the adult children.
Like no big deal.
Yeah, cut. You know, she's going through something.
Okay.
Right. And then she starts cutting faster. Yeah, and then it starts going fast, and she goes past the onion. Right.
Right.
She goes past the onions.
Cuts off the dad's dick.
No, and starts chopping her own fingers. Right? But not just one part, just like it's like diced onions.
Slice and dice.
Yeah, yeah. The kids wake up and they go to the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like an break.
And they see beautifully sliced onions, beautifully sliced carrots, right?
BRB,
With
BRB.
fingernails and shit.
Pieces of finger